today we have Arian and Ogloza. I'm so excited. This is super cool. We are sitting here doing the new podcast. I mean, okay, same podcast, right? But new location, new setup, new production. I think this is awesome. I think this is probably one of the coolest things I've seen. And I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you're a part of this, and I'm glad that you created it, right?
Well, I don't know if I created it. You created it. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, okay, obviously I have the content, right? The content from my end, but your expertise on where everything is this is fantastic. We talked about this beforehand, and you know how much we wanted to get into it. We're in the studio, right? We're in the studio, but you were the creator of making sure that my shit doesn't look like crap.
Producing. I mean, yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah.
My shit doesn't look like shit, you know? That's the best.
My job is to make you look good.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And I think it's funny too that we were sitting there yesterday kind of looking at everything on the screen going, man, you're pale.
Yeah.
And then last night I'm sitting on the phone going, man, I really got to maybe get some spray tan or something. And today I'll tell you that's weird. It's a weird feeling when you go into a place like that, because in my mind, it's kind of like when you go to get a massage, right? When you go get a massage, you get it like a little, I don't know, you're a little uppity in the, I don't know. I mean, I don't say you're horny, but you're kind of like, oh, yeah, like, yeah, maybe she'll come in here and, you know, come give me a little surprise or something. You know, so then you're just kind of sitting there and you walk into the room and you're like, yeah, okay. And then you kind of look around like, all right, there's no cameras.
That's the thing. I always check for cameras.
Yeah, I always look
feel like
around.
It's like, I'm in here, I'm like, there's a camera in here.
Yeah, because there's
always that smoke detector that looks like
Yep.
shady as shit.
Yeah, there's no roof to it, so I was sitting there going, oh,
Yeah,
no. But yeah, but that's fun. So anyways, this is Arian. I kind of wanted to do a one-on-one with you because you've been on so many, but we haven't had one that's been about you, right? And I think that's good for the listeners to kind of get a little deeper meaning on who you are. I think that one is huge. So to me, who you are, and we talked about it a little bit before, and we've talked about it so many times in the past, and we've described it to so many people, and I want to let the listeners know that you are my first cousin and my third cousin.
Yeah, I know it comes off weird.
I want you to explain that. So first and third cousin, I want you to explain it because I know you're the better one explaining that.
I've had explaining to a lot of people about this. So, two separate families married into each other. So you have like my mom and your brother. No. Oh, sorry, my mom and her brother. That sounds weird. Now I messed it up. Let me start over. My mom and her brother. That's your father. So my mom married my dad, and then your dad married my dad's cousin. So two separate families just got married into each other twice. That's it. That makes us a first and third. It's really weird. Or 1.5, something like that. I don't know. It's so weird with this remove stuff. I've never gotten always ironed out. Obviously, I know we're first for sure.
Yeah.
Because of that, and then it's like I'm always trying to figure out the other thing. I'm pretty sure it's third.
We're like the closest blood can get without it getting weird.
Yeah, before it gets hillbilly, you know.
But I thought about that too in that sense is, you know, we don't have anything. There's no one in our family, I don't think. I mean, I probably could have been the closest one that maybe had something wrong with them, but we don't really have no one. You know what I mean? There's no one has anything wrong with them, really. I think, right?
No.
I mean, so that's why I could always be like, you know, it sounds weird to you, and you can think it might be.
It sounds super weird.
And you might think that sounds super weird, but I mean, no one's got like one less chromosome in the family,
no.
So we're okay. So it's, you know, I mean,
no inbreeding.
Yes, exactly.
That we know of.
So then first and a half cousin, which is kind of weird, but I mean, we're here and we're chilling, so we're good. And then, so I did want to talk to you about it, and I thought it was kind of funny. We discussed that we got to a point where, you know, as I was growing up a little bit, got to like 16 or 17, started to be able to cruise around in my Chevy Cruze. I remember that one. After I had the Expedition that seized up. I don't know how that happened. And I remember I came and worked with you a couple of times. We did, I don't know what we did. I think we did like some snow plowing. I think I've done I did some demo with you. I don't know what I did with you.
General construction work and cleaning crap up.
Yeah.
A lot of bitch work.
Yeah. So, yeah, so we did that, and then I remember it being I don't remember what it was. I think that was like when I first started like hanging out with you, right? There wasn't too much hanging out before that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say your parents were keeping you away from me, but also there was a big age difference for us. So what are we like, 13, 14 years? I'm not sure.
Let's see, I'm
Maybe
20,
12.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
24.
I think it's only 12.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
12 years.
24. Yeah,
12 years difference. It's not that bad. But I mean, enough where when I was a teenager, I wasn't going to be hanging out with, a little kid all the time. Like, why the hell would I want to do that? I had a little sister at the time I didn't want to hang out with either. It was just a few years older than you. So I know when you got a little older, even though then I was still kind of keeping away because I know how your parents would look at it like, oh, this guy's a little older, and everyone thinks I was a big fuck up.
Yeah.
And I get that. So that's why when you were, I think I was about 16 or so when you started actually kind of hanging out a little bit, like slowly. When you were working for me, and then.
But then what's funny though is that even that it happened then, right? Even when that started then, is that even I think 3-4 years later, when I started maybe having a drink or something like that, or maybe like going outside and like, maybe having a poke of some weed or something, or maybe I get like caught by someone like having like a cigarette or something, they'd be like, "Oh, did your cousin Arian teach you that one?" And I go, actually, no, he didn't, because there was not one time where he said, "Yeah, you should drink this." I mean, yeah, maybe one time he probably said like, "Well, you don't drink." Like, well, okay, like maybe at like 19 you said that, but when I was younger, I mean, when I was still in high school, there was none of that, and then obviously once I was in college, it was kind of more.
Oh, once you turned 18, I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Once you're 18, I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
This kid can do what he wants.
So yeah, I remember that because it's just funny because we went from, just kind of being cousins, and we would see. Ooh, that's probably bad.
That's yeah. You that cough button.
Yeah. I don't know if it hit me in the nose, but you're gonna hear it later. Someone's gonna hear that and be like, "Ooh, he just burped for sure." Like, it snuck out. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't like reek up the mic and stuff. Which this also, so I really want to fast into that.
Okay.
Is how cool this setup is right here. This whole thing, how we got it going on. We have the gas mask and the grenade. We got the decanters. We got Trump over here. I think this is pretty cool. We're gonna show that one off. Trump is pretty sweet. Next to the world's best boss. I think that was hilarious how we set that one up, and it just this whole setup is super cool right here. I think this is. I mean, it's beyond better than me sitting in front of the computer screen.
Oh yeah,
facing the screen, going. Yeah. Okay. This is great. You know what I mean? So it's very different, and I really like it.
Episode, not to cut you off, but since episode 1, I've been saying like, dude, you need to get a fucking microphone. At least that.
Well, and think about it too. Where we started, I started where I was sitting with John, and we were in my living room with my phone, and you could only record an hour on the app.
Oh wow.
And I didn't know how to do anything else, and just did it straight to the phone, and that was it. Didn't do anything else. Then by like episode maybe like 5, I got rid of the phone and started using the computer. I started using like VLC and like converting them. And then I pretty much started doing more remote ones because I learned that in-person ones weren't that great because I did like a 6-person one.
There was COVID too.
Oh yeah, but I did that 6-person one I did.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was horrible. It was a shit show because it was like 6 people, and then it became like 8 people. Then people walking around, and it was like 3 hours of just like stupid conversation. People getting mad at each other for no reason or whatever else. So
totally unorganized.
Yeah. 100% unorganized. And I wasn't organized then. I mean, we would walk into it.
Not like this is organized either. But.
No, but how it would start though is I would sit there and go, what do you want to talk about? And we'd already be recording, and they go, well, what do you mean you want to talk about? You're the host. And I go, that's not cool. Give me some ideas. What do you guys want to talk? But that's why now it's. I think I'm 10 times more comfortable with it because you go into it a lot more knowing, what the hell's going on. You want to know, more and more about someone and all these kind of different things. So, fantastic. See, that's my filler word. No more like or That's a great. Oh, great. So I did want to get into. See, I said that one too. So what do I want to get into? So it's tough, but we're all on a learning curve, which is fantastic. Obviously, episode 40, which is super fun. So I wanted to discuss with you, and I wanted to kind of let you go into it a little bit. paint a picture for us. You're from the earliest age you remember being, a little Polak at school. I mean, obviously born here, but a little Polak at school,
Oh, yeah.
and then obviously to give me like those first.
I'll give you a quick rundown, or you want like a long in depth here?
Give me like a. What's the earliest age you can remember things at?
Like clearly, like 5, 6 years old.
Okay,
like where you have like really good.
Give me that
memories.
6 to like end of high school.
Okay, we'll start fresh here. So
Yeah.
rack it back.
Just so everyone knows something.
No, okay.
About
No, I'll
you.
just give you like the quick runs of stuff up to the fun stuff, I guess. I grew up in the north side of Chicago until actually I was 7. Then we moved out to the suburbs, and that's when like life started getting a lot better. Parents had a house, a lot of land. That was really nice. Before they were living in a little apartment with like 10 by 10 piece of grass in the back. It's probably bigger than that, but I was up there, and then I remember a few years later, my dad was building a house on the same property, which we moved into that. That's my best friend, Tom. He moved from Poland over into our old house. Had a lot of fun there, a lot of good memories over there. Nothing too crazy, that to talk about now, but and then was doing that for a while. Like, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing anything. I was hanging out with him a lot. Met some new peeps around that time in junior high and high school. That's when I started fucking up quite a bit. Now, actually, I think I started fucking up a little bit earlier in life, but that's because when my sister was born, all the attention was off me. I had like 9 years of everybody eyes on me, eyes on me. I mean, when your sister was born too, all of a sudden there was a little more attention off the family going off, between our immediate family there. But it wasn't anything like my immediate, like between my parents when my sister was born, that it just went away. Like everything was focused on her. I was like, holy shit, no one's watching me. I could just fuck off. It basically started turning kind of into a little asshole, not like towards my parents as much, but just not doing things I was supposed to do, slacking off a lot more in school as well, because there's no pressure on me. Now, when I came to high school, that's when shit started messing with me, because I was ditching classes like crazy. It wasn't that like I couldn't do it or I just didn't want to. I didn't want to be there. I didn't really care. It's like I got A's when I was there, and that was it, And then my parents actually shipped me off to my cousin's house out in California in the middle of the desert because of my bullshit. I was supposed to be there for like a whole year. I ended up finishing off just about all of high school in 6 months because I took like independent study classes, college courses, in-person stuff, just like insane to get out of there in 6 months because like it was just too much for me living in the desert. It's boring as shit too. Didn't fuck around too much out there. Came back, started fucking around again. So around age 17, I moved out of the house. Me and my dad just couldn't fucking live together. That was rough. At 17, got my first apartment with like 5 other dudes and a chick, and like she was way older, and like all these guys were kind of fuck ups in school, and I was hanging out with them. I'm like, this is awesome. This is my this is my life now. I'm living it. I'm technically out of high school already because I graduated early at that point. And then let's see, after that stint, it's around 9/11 when that kicked off. I decided to join the Army, and man, that was a pretty fucking dumb idea.
Yeah.
I'm still in the Army. Well, I'm in the reserves now. I mean, I guess it wasn't a dumb idea, but at the time I was really gung-ho, to do all this crazy shit. And after a little while in the Army, on the active side, I decided to leave, without, leave.
Yeah.
Some things happened in the Army that I didn't agree with. I'm not going to get into that whole story. It's kind of crazy. But I basically bounced out, got busted for that. Got busted down in rank. I had to get locked up for a few months. That was a little interesting, getting locked up.
Yeah. So
for a few months.
What was that like?
I thought it would be a lot worse.
Was it how you thought it was going to be?
Oh no! I thought when I was young and dumb as shit too, dude. I honestly thought I was going. This is a time of war too, So I thought I'm looking up all this stuff because actually when I was first arrested, they released me because I came up with some BS story, and then I was had to get my own way down there. They gave me a ticket and all this to get down there. I'm like, these guys are idiots. I could just walk away again too. But I just gave some bullshit story to the cops to sell because I just didn't want to go to fucking jail at that point. And so I was there. So I looked everything up, and it scared the shit out of me. But like, you know what? My dad was like, dude, I'll get you up to Canada. I'll get you the fuck out of here. I'm like, no, I gotta face it. This is my thing. I just gotta go there, knock it out, take my fucking punishment.
Yeah.
You know, I chose this life, even though I said if the army ever fucks me over somehow, I said fucking I'll leave. I still went, got taken care of, dude. As soon as I get there, I'm basically turning myself in too. And they fucking slam me against the wall, the spread eagle, all this shit, pat me down. I'm like, dude, I'm turning myself in. Like, chill the fuck out. Like, stop getting all crazy. I'm shackled up, and they're bringing me up to like the desk sergeant who's like processing me and all this shit. And I'm like looking at the guy. I'm like, yo, bro, what am I looking here? Just give me a little heads up. Like, how bad is this? How long am I gonna be here? How long do you think? Like, it might be years. Like, do you have any idea how this process works? He goes, dude, there be like thousands of you assholes in and out of here. You're looking at like 1 to 3 months. And I'm like, oh fuck, dude! I literally like jumped in the air with like my shackles on, going yay! And like it wasn't that bad, dude. It's not like hardcore time or anything like that. It's just basically waking up early as shit, waiting around. They would do like some work duty shit, like they'll go make you cut fucking grass and other just BS maintenance stuff. Roadkill was pretty nasty as shit. I had to go pick that up for a whole day. But no, once I was done with that, they put me in IRR, which is inactive reserve. Which is, I'm supposed to go to these things like every year. I'm meeting every year to just update your records, all that kind of shit. I skipped out on 1, 2, and then like the last one's coming up before I'm complete. My contract's up, and they're like, which by the way, it's so weird how long that contract was, and my 2 inactive years were on top of it, so it was really stretched out. And they're like calling me up, they're like, hey, you want to come? You haven't been in any of these. You should come in. Blah blah blah. I'm like, so okay. I went to it, and they're like, hey, dude, you want to get back in? I'm like, not on the fucking active side. They're like, no, reserves. We'll get you set up over here. I'm like, oh, yeah. All right, fuck it. That's how I got back in.
Yeah. So when you were in there, I mean, was there... Let's see, how am I going to... Okay, my question for that one is that... You can answer this, so you don't have to. Doesn't matter.
Okay. I didn't get raped.
No, I didn't ask if that was gonna happen. I mean, I expected maybe that would happen. Maybe in like in the first 9 weeks of boot camp, maybe that happened to you. But maybe you got fondled a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm getting a little lonely over here. My girl cheated on me. But no. So does that go on your record? As like
God, yeah.
So okay.
Oh yeah, it's fucking there. I'm known as like Leavenworth.
So you can't. So technically, if you decided tomorrow, you said I want to apply to the FBI.
That, I don't know. I'm sure it is. I mean, it's on my military record.
But so it's not on your civilian record.
No, I mean,
just your
there's no
military.
civilian part. Like, if I got dishonorably discharged, which I wasn't, I was other than honorable discharge the first time, and then still trying to figure out this reserve thing after another 12 years of doing it. Like, what you actually get. I'm sure I get some kind of discharge thing when I retire, but that's still a few years away.
So that's not going to hinder, that right there is not going to hinder what you're doing now till at the end. It's not. They're not.
No, it was an other than honorable, and you could even get it upgraded. There's paperwork, you get everything changed. But I mean, if it was dishonorable, yeah, that would totally fuck me up. Okay. That was another thing I was worried about too. Is like I thought I was getting dishonorably discharged for what I did, and blah blah blah. Because there were a couple other things besides the AWOL that was on top of it. So there's desertion that's part of it too, which is a big one. That's actually the scarier part because it was over 30 days. So I was like, oh shit, I'm really fucked. I fucked up big.
Yeah. So if you would have gone back quicker or something like that,
it would have been less charges too. Yeah, the desertion charge after 30 days you get desertion. And that's where like it gets really stupid. Like you become a deserter, and it's like that's been your actual like the federal warrants come out for your arrest and shit.
Okay, so let's back up. So that's at the age of 19?
20, something like that. I joined something like that. Yep.
So did you celebrate your 21st birthday in jail?
No.
Okay, so all right, so let's back up then. We'll come back to that. So back up. Let's go to like 15, right? Okay. 14, 15, 16, that range, right? So you're still living with your parents at the time, right?
Yep.
You got probably a lot of royalties, correct?
Okay, so when my dad, I think I was like around 13 or 14, is like when we moved into that, 12 or 11, 13, somewhere around there. Junior high, I know that, is when we moved into the newer house. And yeah, I mean, it was cush. It was super cush. Like, I didn't have to do real shit. I got almost what I wanted, except for certain things. But I didn't ask for a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, gonna have a TV, And actually, that's why I have like 50 TVs now, because I was like, you can't have a TV in your room ever. I'm like, until you get a job. So I got a job, and then.
So,
Got a
but
TV.
did you have it where you could? Okay, let me ask you. So this is a better way to put it, because this is how it was for me. Same thing. I never really asked for anything, right? I think this year was the first year, and I ain't gonna get it, right? I mean, probably asked for it too late in life. I asked for an Apple Watch.
Ooh.
They were like, "What do you want for your birthday?" I go, "Oh, Apple Watch sounds cool." My old man calls me. He goes, "Fuck you! I ain't never paying that. Hell no. What do you want? Some socks? I'll get you some socks."
There you go.
So that's why it, to me, is I never actually ever asked for anything too crazy. But what happened always is that my parents were that cool where they'd say, "Hey, we'll hook this up for
Yeah.
you. We'll hook this up for you.
Well, yeah, I had that. I mean,
Here's your first car. Then there's my second car. And
I
there's
begged
then
for
there's
that.
my third car, and now I'm on my fourth car."
they just gave you your first car like that.
Well, no. So the first car was a conversation with our Uncle Mark, and he had a '99 Ford Expedition,
I remember that thing. Yeah, I remember vaguely.
the
But
Eddie Bauer edition.
Ooh.
Yeah, the stereo in there bumped, but you could only play like 6 CDs. The radio wouldn't even come in, and that one was fun because it was just a fun car. I was in high school. I just turned 16. They paid like $5K for it or something like that, but it was kind of shitty because the engine seized. And so what happened is they told me, and I'm 16, right? I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I know probably 3,000 miles is a good amount of mileage before you got to change the oil.
Yeah.
I mean, I still use that now, and maybe 5,000 with my Charger, but 3,000 miles, you got to change the oil. And I was at like 2,200, and it was like getting colder out. It was just after football season, and all of a sudden I was driving to school, and the red light popped on,
And just.
and I'm
That's it,
sitting
huh?
there going, "That's not good." Called up my old man driving to school. I go, "Hey, red light is on right now." He goes, "Wait, which one?" I go, "Not the engine one, not the orange one, like the red one with the says with the oil." And he goes, "That's not good." He goes, "Let me know if you can't start your car at school when the school day is over." I go, "Yeah, no problem." So I get over there, get out of school, I drive straight to his place, and they lived. So their work was next door to a auto body shop.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did is they allowed them to use their parking lot certain times for like overflow of their cars. And in change, they made a good relationship. And my dad had a good relationship with the guy. Actually, his name was Chris as well. And they ended up having it where, he'd look at his car for free, and like
That's nice.
and like do shit. Like so, like obviously, like hey, there's an issue. So like they'd let him know, and then I think they gave him a discounted price most of the time. I mean, they probably cut half of it off.
That's pretty good.
Because they're letting them use like 3 or 4
So he's
spots.
paying what he should be paying normally, like, because you always get ripped off at.
Yeah, exactly. So he lucked out with that, and they pulled it over there. They checked it, and they're like, "It's bone dry." And I go, like, "That's not good. That's not even 3,000 miles on the car, and I'm bone dry on this sucker. That's not good." So we moved the car over to, my parents ended up moving offices a little bit down the street. That was in 2012, I believe. They moved. Yes.
Yeah. The new house.
So I graduated in 15, so 16, so 2011, 2012. And they moved it down the street. We parked in the thing, and it wasn't going to move. So we put it up on Craigslist or whatever it was, and then some dude and his wife came and said, "We really love this car." And I'm thinking in my head, Pop's like, "We get like $300, we'll be lucky." And he had it up for, he had just had for best offer. That's what he had it for. And this guy like highballed him at like, I think it was like 1,100 or something. And then even my dad, like, he's like, "I can't even like let you get out of here." He goes, "How about this? Like, 950. We'll call it at 950. Like, I think the guy highballed him and gave him too much, like, in the beginning. And my dad probably could have been a dick and been like, "We'll do a 1,300. Like, the car can't move. It sends the engine seized. Like, I mean, but the whole interior is fantastic still. I mean, the whole thing is great. I mean,
Yeah, but it's
Brandon
like a
says,
$3,000, $4,000 engine in it.
exactly. So the guy was, we're going to change the engine and, drive across country and stuff like that. And I go, "Yeah, that transmission probably is really good on that."
Yeah.
It's got 140,000 miles on there. So I mean, so they ended up getting like $950 for it. So I got like a good maybe, 8 months out of the car for $950. So we lost a little bit there, and then it was turned to the Chevy Cruze. But anyway, so back to you.
Yeah.
So what was most like iconic moment of your younger years? So let's go from 18 before you moved out. Before you move out.
Before I moved out.
Before you move out. What was the most like iconic year or iconic day that something popped out to you that you can still remember to this day, where it was maybe that year where you just got like snowmobiles and 4-wheelers and did whatever the fuck you wanted.
We had a bunch of those though. I mean, that was the cool thing about living with my parents. They had a lot of land. I think it was like 17 acres or some shit. They still have it all up there. Big field, forest, all stuff behind the house. So wintertime snowmobiles with ATVs side by sides, all that kind of shit. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun things we did back then is really pissed my dad off too. We decided to really fuck around in that field, and this was I want to say my sophomore or junior year.
So the field, so people know, the field's behind the
yeah,
house.
behind the house. It's like that field is by itself is I want to say 11 acres or so of just. It used to be a cornfield. Or it might be a cornfield now again. I don't know. I've been over there a long time. I know that at some point they had to grow corn on it again, so they have to pay the taxes on it. But anyway, we used to do like demo derbies back there. We'd buy a bunch of shit cars and smash them into each other. We buy a bunch of shit cars and rally race around there, jump them, bunch of other crazy shit. Why we had the ATVs out? Just stupid crap. And once we we blew up a bunch of shit back there, made a lot of bombs. And one of the times we were smashing this car up because my dad owned a construction company, so a lot of heavy equipment. We took out like a backhoe out there with that big old digger with that big arm on there, and we just smushed this thing into a little tin can basically, and like started digging a hole and burying it in its backyard. My grandfather was out there just like looking at it. Yeah, my dad came out and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, we're burying this car. I'm not gonna. He's like, "No," he just freaked. We already buried like 6 of them. He didn't know about. They're still out there. But he was freaking out. I mean, so like we had a lot of fun out there, but like I don't know, dude. Like I had a blast out there. We threw a lot of parties, huge ragers, keggers, big bonfires, all that kind of shit.
So okay, I remember being back there a few times snowmobiling.
Yeah.
I think actually 2006 season. So actually it would have been 2005, 2006. Chicago Bears in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I was living down the street that time.
And came to your parents' place, and the day before, I believe we called them and said, "Hey, I want to ride the snowmobile." We got dumped on. I remember we got dumped on the day before.
Yeah, there was a shitload of snow. I remember that.
And I remember going, "I want to ride a snowmobile. I've never ridden a snowmobile. I want to do it." Bring on my snow gear, whatever else. He starts to sucker up. He goes, "Have fun." And then he stops me. He goes, "Hey, when you go out there, be careful. There's holes in the actual field." And I'm sitting there going, why the fuck is there like holes? And then I roll up next to one, and these aren't like just holes. These are fucking like ginormous holes. I mean, these things are 5 feet wide.
So yeah,
like,
that was
like 3 feet down. What the hell was that from?
It's irrigation for the field. So that would be higher ground over there that would collect all the water, and then would be piped out and run into the field over there where it would naturally give, well, not naturally, but give water out to the corn when it was growing. It's a way of doing it without having to get sprinklers out and all that shit and bring water out. So you'd have these holes set up on the higher grounds, and everything would fill with water. As it filling up, they would go down the pipes and then irrigate all the way out to the field.
Okay, so that was coals.
Yeah, people fell into those holes.
So there was coals behind there, right?
Yeah, there was a coals. Before, it was the field used to go all the way out, and then they built the coals. They ended up buying that piece of strip. I don't remember how that went, but yeah, there's a coals right there.
So you guys used to almost have always the street then?
No, we didn't have it. I think my parents grabbed it right when it was selling. They split it in 2 ways because they knew they could get that part of the land for like millions more because it was on the road, and then they just bought the other half of it.
Okay, so did you ever fuck with coals?
Oh,
come on! Like,
I mean, when they're building it,
yeah,
we used to take the ATVs through there all the time. Fuck around. I think we actually blew it. The whole tire ripped off an ATV when we were out inside there. We had to like have one guy holding on like the front of it and like try to keep it in place so we could slowly ride it back in there. Yeah, there was the Culvers over there too, which they built, and me and my buddy used to change the flavor of the day like all the time, like just to fuck with it, like just put obscenities on there. Like one of my favorite ones, chocolate ass cream or something stupid like that. But we were in a golf cart for that, and I still remember there was a cop there, and he saw us. We spun around, and we're driving back towards the field, like he had to go up a hill and down it. But as we're going through this parking lot, and golf carts go no more than 15, 20 miles an hour, probably 15 miles an hour,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Slower
end.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You could probably walk out and just like the cop turns his lights on and goes, pull it over. I'm like, dude, the guy could literally just walk over and like grab it, like, yo, dude, what are you doing? And we just slowly got away from that cop. He's like, pull over. He could pull it. I don't think he was really wanting to do shit, but he was, I don't know if he was fucking with us or he was that retarded. But yeah, we just got away. But yeah, we fucked around there quite a bit.
I was gonna say because I feel like that field probably could have been your 08. Okay. I remember several times where I think we once went for 4th of July, and you guys were shooting off mortars in the back. They're out of trash cans or something.
We did fireworks wars too.
And like one of your buddies like blew off like something or like hurt himself pretty bad.
We did a lot of fireworks wars where we like get shit like full on mortars, not like just Roman candles and all stupid shit. Like we'd set up sides because we also paintballed back there when paintballing was I think cool. I don't know if that's still a cool thing or not. I don't know if people do that anymore. So we had like all these boards set up all across the whole thing, like kind of like mazes but far apart, so we could shoot each other. But we did that for fireworks too. We'd go up to Wisconsin, Indiana, bring in all the fireworks from there. 'Cause fucking everything's illegal in this shitty state.
Yeah.
And then we'd shoot each other off, or shoot them off, or shoot at each other and all that kind of shit. I mean, we'd blow stuff up all the time back there, though. I mean, we made some pretty cool bombs.
Well, so I remember when I was younger, you were telling me it was a fertilizer bomb.
Yeah, I'm not getting into the details how to make that, so put that out there because when I was younger, Internet 1.0, you could have you had like bomb making pages and all this other shit that was on there. Nobody like regulated any of this shit. Like I remember me and Tom, we just like, printed off like 300 pages on how to make bombs. We're like, this is crazy. Like, let's make some low-level ones and have some fun in the field. Just blow shit up in the field. We weren't like terrorists trying to do stupid shit. We're just
Most people know they weren't terrorists. They were just two Polacks having a good time.
Yeah, just two Eastern European retards that want to. Oh, I don't know if I could. Is that okay to say in your podcast? Because
Yeah,
it's a tough word. I know some people actually get offended by that.
I know they do, and I get that, and it's a I don't want to get into that. I don't know.
Okay.
It's you know what, like, people can feel like how they want to feel about it, and I'll never forget 7th grade when they came in and they had it on the board. It said R word, and I said to myself, wow, is there a swear word that I don't know? I started learning Polish swear words at that time too. I'm sitting there going, I don't know what this is. And then once they said it, and then they said, okay, we can't say this anymore. That was 7th grade when they said we couldn't say it anymore. So that's crazy because in 6th grade we could sit there and say it all the time. And like, it's different, right?
Let me ask you this question because I'm going to get into it for just a second. I know you didn't want to get to it, but I actually want to get into it for a second.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
So, did you ever use it like to make fun of mentally handicapped people at all?
No.
Oh, right. You just used it as, I know, and it's obviously associated to that, but at the same time, like it's just like a word that you called a dumbass. Like I would never make
See,
fun
but
of
that's also the thing too is, and what will happen, I guarantee, is once we're gone, right? I mean, once we're off this earth, and we're laying. Well, okay, we'll be on the earth. We'll be laying in the ground somewhere.
Yeah.
When that happens, there won't be. Well, there'll probably be other words where they'll be used where they're almost derogatory words, right? There's almost too much with it. So in a sense, we grew up where retard and gay, right? The two words that you could say when you're talking to your buddies or whatever else. Now they're taboo almost in a sense. You can't say those words because that person is gay or someone has a family member that might be, challenged, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why it's slowly come into it because it's become more normalized where you shouldn't say things like that because it can hurt people, right? Yeah. And I get.
I don't really care about that shit.
The hurting people, sure. And
people are too soft these days. That's my big issue.
But what I see from it, and I don't disagree or agree with either side. I don't really. I've not used retarded in my vocabulary. And I stopped saying, like, that shit's gay, right? I mean, maybe you use it once in a while, but, behind closed doors or whatever, and it's not even like, you know, as we remember in 2016, it's not locker room talk even either. It's not locker room talk. You know, it's us just saying something stupid to your roommate or something like that. And what I found was when I was younger too, I think it was in 8th grade, maybe freshman year of high school. Actually, might have been in 7th grade too. I think right around then. That's when my buddy down the street, which, you know, POS for him, and he, oh, that's nice. That sounds nice. It's going to smell good too. It's going to hit me in the nose. Some Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark, if you're listening, let me know.
Yeah, hit me up.
Yeah, just hit me up. lifeparlay@gmail.com. You hit me up, no problem. Or at lifeparlay6 on Instagram. You hit me up, no problem. But anyways, I remember him sitting there going, you know, we kept saying all the time, oh, that's gay, oh, that's gay. And he goes, hey, man, you know, my parents are gay. And then it kind of hit me in that sense going, okay, I get what you're coming from. Right?
Right.
So around that person, don't say that thing, right? And then obviously there was other times too where we had it where, you know, we had like other friends that maybe had, you know, siblings or family members that, you know, were mentally challenged, right? So when you're saying the R word, you know, then
I'm gonna keep saying it.
But what it is though is people take all words differently,
I get
right?
it.
That's the biggest thing. All people take words differently, and it's crazy to think, right? I mean, we're Polish, but we can say Polak.
Yeah, I don't care if anybody calls me Polak.
But then
bother me one bit.
the other day, I will say this. But the other day, my roommate, he said, "Oh yeah, my roommate's a Polak," because he was gonna tell his like girls like family that because they're Polish too. And I go, I would be careful with that one. He goes, well, what do you mean? I go, not all Polish people like being called Polacks. And I go, and especially they're the older people too. I go, they're not gonna like that. And what it is it's, you know, there's certain words that people get, and it's
well, that one I get people are certain proud too, especially like you come from a certain country. You know, like, I'm not gonna get into racial slurs or any other crap like that too, or like we're Italians, you call them that, or this or that, or Germans, you call them this, or Polacks, or I'm gonna say Polacks.
Well, yeah, Polacks is either, yeah,
because I fucking can.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just never got offended at that shit, and I get why other people do.
Like I don't think
I get why they like you're proud of it,
yeah,
and I understand it. I think when I was a little younger, I did a little bit. Like when you're fucking Polak, I'm like, but I'm like, no, really? I'm actually American anyway. Like I was born here. My dad was born there, or whatever. I know that's like all our family heritage back there, but it doesn't really bother me. That doesn't really bother me that part. But B, like, no, it's just.
You know what? Like, it's the thing is, like, I've never been offended by certain words, and some people are, and that's the best thing about life is, you incorporate yourself around people that, if they do get offended, right, towards certain things that you say, okay, well then, if they're important to you, then obviously you're gonna be, all right, well then around you totally. and in the range, I'm not gonna use things like that. If that makes you feel uncomfortable, it makes you feel uncomfortable. Okay, fine. Like, you know, that's fine. It's your life, and I want you in my life, so I'm not gonna fuck with that. You know what I mean? So that's like the biggest thing to think about. And then also you have to think too is I'm gonna how we talked about it before. I'm gonna Rogan it now. I'm gonna start sitting up a little bit more.
You're Rogan in me.
Yeah, I'm starting to put
Lean
the arm
in.
on the.
Careful.
Careful, so we don't get the bumps on the thing. Maybe not. I don't know what to do anymore. No, I feel awkward.
Your sponsor's pretty fucking cheap and only give you X amount of dollars on budget to upgrade, but it's still an upgrade, but a cheap upgrade.
Yeah, but I mean, 10 times better than a
fucking cell phone and
or some headphones plugged in, sitting there going.
I think so.
What the fuck are you saying? But no. So I get it. 100% is people everyone and the thing is too. You know, actually it's funny. I learned about this stuff in class the other day, and it was a word like ratchet, right? Okay, you know what ratchet is, right? What ratchet means?
Yeah, kind of. Like I got a loose.
So ratchet, like I guess back in the day.
You gonna Google it?
Yeah, I do because I believe
the Urban Dictionary.
Because we learned what it was.
Ratchet as fuck.
And so ratchet on, ratchet like just in definition, right? So if you went to, okay, well obviously ratchet means ratchet, like.
Yeah, I got it.
Right. And then
See, I'm glad how you added the noise in for the listeners, not just the viewers. That's nice.
exactly. So, a ratchet is a slang term that can mean exciting or excellent. Often used as a term of empowerment among women, right?
Really? I thought it was something else.
But some, right? But this is where the but. Some also may use ratchet as a feeling of some badness some way. So obviously in songs, everything else. We learned about this the other day, a few weeks ago actually, in one of our classes, and we had a whole week on ratchetness. That's what it was called, ratchetness. And yeah,
really should have
some
went to your
liberal
school.
arts school, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
That's good stuff.
Are you kidding me? I had a class that was
Wish I wasn't
conversation
such a
based.
fucking computer nerd.
Conversation based. That's what we did. We had conversations with each other, and I got an A in that shit because we talked with each other. Right when COVID hit, so we were in person for a while, and then all of a sudden we went online, and we would just Zoom with someone, and they'd be like going, "Hey, I'm Kyle. How has this year been for you? You know, and which is also crazy to think too." Is that how this year has progressed? It hasn't even been a full year yet.
Oh god, it feels like 2 or 3 years. It's insane.
I feel like I've aged, but then at the same time, turned 24 in a few days. I don't feel like I'm 24.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's like yesterday I was just taking you to Vegas for your 21st.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
the day before that, you were just graduating high school and you're 18.
I know.
You've grown up so It's like watching my own daughter grow up. It's kind of crazy how fast you're. My kids.
Well, it's almost like I'm like a dog, you know. You don't
Yeah,
see me
you
for a
are.
while, and all of a sudden you come
Gonna
back,
put
and
you
you're
down
like,
soon.
and you're,
Is
you're
that
like,
it?
you're like, oh, you're a little pale over there, a little pudgy going.
Well, yeah, no, I was nervous for you. I mean, it looked like you haven't got any sun. Why I live in fucking Phoenix? How do you not get sun out there?
You know what? It's weird because
How am I more tan than you? Like that's the craziest part. I'm
well,
gonna look at the
we
screen
know,
over here.
we know why.
Oh yeah, because I tan.
Yeah, because
I go
just like today, I went tanning. That was the coolest
I go
experience.
tan. I don't give a shit. I go,
Yeah,
oh, I go
12
tanning.
minutes. They told me to get out of 10. She told me to get out
Does
of
that
10.
make me a bitch, or you can't even say the other words anymore because those aren't allowed?
Which?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
call me that anymore, right? That might be offensive.
You just said that though. Okay.
Yeah.
Stop.
Stop.
So no, but you know what? But that's why it was funny earlier how we were talking about it, and you go, well, so you know, tanning for men used to be.
Oh, it was weird to me out when I was
It
younger.
was taboo when you were
Oh,
young.
super. I did a chick that like ran a tanning booth or like worked at one, you know, and like me, like she like, always told me to come in and do it. I'm like, all right, I go in there. I felt weird as shit, and that was like in my teens. I'm like, oh, like okay.
Well, that was like the same thing with getting like when you go to get manicure and pedicure.
Yeah.
Right. I used to think in my head, I was like, nah, that's like for women only. That's only for women. And then I went one
I
time
still
with
think
my.
that's for women only.
You know what? But then
I
I went.
haven't got to that level yet.
But then I was
like,
younger.
I still chew my nails.
Then I was
so.
younger. Then I went with my mom once. Right? She took me. She's like, your fingernails are gross. And how she told me, she goes, girls, look at your fingers. Girls, look at your fingers. That's when I used to
Especially
sit there.
those things. I mean, you've
Oh,
got
yeah,
some
paws.
fucking
Right,
look at
we'll put
meat
those
hooks.
We'll
Look at
put
the
those up in there.
sausage fingers, like a.
Yeah, I mean, I used to chew.
like a
I
hand
used to
of the
chew. I used to
dicks.
chew on this part of my thumbs. So I used to sit there going like this all the time. It was
Oh
like,
yeah.
like a
Oh,
nervous
your
thing.
thumbs
Yeah, like so
I
my
just do
my
nails.
skin used to be like.
just tore up.
Tore up on
Cuticles
my-
are- That's right. The cuticles have like a little part right there.
Yeah, I never did that. I always just
Always get that one.
right here because it's so meaty. It's like so.
Dude, that is.
There-
You
that's-
have literally like a big toe as a thumb too. It's
Yeah,
really
and then
creepy.
the big toe is completely different than what a big toe normally looks like.
I mean, some girls might like those hands.
I don't know.
I mean, not to look at.
Look, all I'm going to say is this. Not to look at, but what I will say is this. Is I've always told every single girl I've ever been with, I said, you can't hold my hand. And they said, well, what does that mean? I go, put your hand in and try to lock it in. I go, okay. Now open it up and try to take it out. That shit don't work. Like
Yeah,
I got messed up fingers. Like I
gotta-
obviously soccer over years
I
and
thought
football.
I had thicker fingers, but Jesus, dude, you really got
Yeah.
our grandfather's fingers.
Yeah.
Our hands.
It's just like pinkies all messed up and everything. But
Dad had big hands like that? No, he doesn't.
no, my dad's got.
They're like-
he's got
I never really-
They're
no.
longer, a little longer though.
They're skinny. Yeah, what's
So I think what it is
I
is
think
that.
that would have thrown me off.
So what I think it is, I think my dad had. I think I got my like my mom's side grandfather's like fingers. Like he had some big old sausage fingers. That's what he had. So
Well, our grandfather, ours when we share has pretty chunky fingers.
yeah, he's also. I hope my ears don't get that big.
They're gonna droop. I mean,
Those suckers are long. I mean, you could.
I don't know. I might like bend up. It's weird.
Those things gotta be like 4 inches long. I mean, man. I mean, I also thought too. Okay, we've talked about before, and you can see it on here and everywhere else. I have a big noggin, right? We know.
yeah, your head is huge.
Okay, look, like we've talked about it before. On this hat, I'm down to the bottom 2, and like even if I decided to put this on straight, I mean,
just,
this is
if you're
tight.
watching it too, if you're listening, there's a lot of lights in this room, but I had to get the lighting just right for this big fucking head of his.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like with hats and everything all the time when growing up. I mean, come on. Okay,
shadow.
Come on, I was in 5th grade, or 5th or 4th grade playing football, right? This is before I stopped playing football for a while, because I didn't like that shit. I think one kid ruined it for me, because he was like a year older, and every time he would tackle you, he'd put his head down, and he'd ram it into your chest. He'd spear you. And I hated that. And I thought, what an asshole. I don't want to play football with you. You're an asshole.
Kind of a cocksucker.
You know what I mean? So, and what happened?
Like it's a bad thing to sell cock, but anyway, sorry.
And so I think he ruined it for me, but I remember going into that year, I was going to be on my buddy's team. I was going to be on Casey's team, right? I was like, oh, yeah, my best friend from like all my childhood. I'm going to be on his football team. This is going to be awesome. We ended up getting picked to different teams. He was white team, or I was white team. He was black team, or something like that.
Sounds kind of racist.
It was Panthers. Yes, it was.
Sounds really racist.
Don't think we had many white kids in the group, anyways. But anyways, I mean, it's Burlington in the cornfield. Yeah, it was white and black Panthers is what we were. And I remember them asking me, what size helmet do you need? And I go, I don't know. And he goes, okay, well, let's go check it out. And they give me a large helmet and this sucker, and I'm 5th grade, and I'm sitting there and it's sucking in my face, and I put it on to like all the way, and he looks at me and he goes, you don't look like you're comfortable. And I go, I think an XL sounds kind of nice. Then he goes, all right. So he gives me the XL, and it had a little give to it, right? And I go, okay. Then when I got to high school, my sophomore year after I quit soccer, my freshman year, my sophomore year, I started playing football again. And I put that XL helmet on, and I put it on, and it was a perfect fit. And I looked at him, and I snapped it in, and he goes, Kyle, you have the head the size of the guys that weigh like about 70 pounds more than you.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at like the notches, like how far apart your head. What size hat do you wear?
Okay, so
like the fitted size.
So I had a fitted one that was a 8 3/4, and it was way too small.
That's too small.
It's too small. It's way too tight.
Okay.
I think I got a set. I think I got almost a set like a 9.5, almost 9 3/4.
Holy.
That would be a comfy fit. But it's weird because I have
I'm a 7 and. I depending on how I have my haircut, it's 7 1/8 all the way up to 7 3/8. So like that's how I do mine.
But see, I have so the brand O'Neill.
Yeah.
Okay, so O'Neill, I've always liked their brand, just probably because of wakeboarding and stuff like that. I'm doing that all the time. I think that's a little maybe Joe Spiro action. I think he's always an O'Neill fan too. So I have an O'Neill hat that I wore for a while, and that was a fitted cap. And it fit great. And then it just kind of got nasty. And then I started buying Hurley. Love Hurley.
Yeah, I have a few of those.
And the Hurley one, the one that I have, it's like a red cap. It's kind of getting nasty. I brought it with just in case maybe we can figure out how we can wash it and, regain that strength in it. But, I fitted it perfectly where now I can put it on and it's not too tight at all. And then I have another one that's a Hurley one. And that one is exact same brand. It's like the Hurley Phantom, right? And I put this other one on, and it just does not fit right. I'm sitting there going, what the hell is going on? And I never used to wear hats. I never used to wear hats at all because I wore glasses.
Oh, yeah.
And glasses and a hat do not look good.
Like Seth Rogen. I remember that.
Yes.
Seth Rogen.
I hated that time.
People actually would come up to you. And
that one.
It's weird. It's just because your hair was a little longer, like a little curly. Well, I don't know, but the glasses definitely look Seth Rogen. What are you drinking over there?
All right, so I call this the divorced. No, I don't call it divorced. Divorced would mean I'm taking maybe Xanax. I would call this one the White Mother Suburban drink.
Okay.
I am missing the lime. All right, I was taking it with this is my ice bucket. I put my hands all up in that sucker.
Yeah. And
I call this one the White Suburban Mother. That means she probably has a kid anywhere between the ages of 5 and 12, or she has a couple of kids maybe that are like in middle school. Mm-hmm. Maybe she doesn't work either, and she'll day drink. Right. I call this one a vodka tonic.
It's just a vodka tonic.
I call this one the Suburban Mother one. So let's see if I can do this.
What kind of vodka you rocking there today?
Oh, we got Tito's. Remember, it's a dog vodka.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hey, you're just looking for any sponsor you can get, huh?
Oh yeah, we just keep going with them.
I love it. Just good pour. A little bit more. Don't be a little bitch. Let's get fucked up. You're not running another cast till probably later or tomorrow, or whatever. You'll be fine. You'll recover.
Yeah. I'm good with where we're at. I mean, oh, and then we have spectacular tonic water.
Oh, you're really trying to pitch everything.
Oh, you got to
Why if
pitch
you're
it
gonna pitch
all.
it? Why don't you pitch the soon-to-be released website too?
Okay, so I might as well. So we have a website going up. I think what we're gonna do is right now we're still trying to figure out the vendors for the apparel. I guess I'm still trying to figure out which vendor is the best. Right now, what I have on there, after kind of sharing with a few friends, they told me, "Fuck you, we're not going to pay $130 for a jacket."
I'd pay for myself.
The quarter zip.
It was
right?
a North Face, so
a
I was
North
like,
Face quarter
I'm
zip
like,
with
fuck
the
yeah,
logo
I
on there.
I
Sure.
literally have North Face like everything. So because I'm a white suburbanite, so
exactly. So we're trying to figure out the vendors right now, and then that's nice.
stiff.
No, it's not stiff actually. I could smell it more than I could taste it. Okay. So that's when you know it's a good one, or that means you're no food nuisance.
I told you to have a lunch.
12 hours. No, I don't. I don't do that. I
Back
don't
to
do
the
that.
shop, and then we'll talk
Anyways,
about lunch.
so back to shop. So what it is it's going to be lifeparlay.com. I think we're going to try to drop it tomorrow. It's the best bet.
Okay.
And I don't think that I'm going to leave the apparel that's on there right now as it is. And you can buy it on there and everything. If there's some early hits on it, shit, I'm leaving it. But if there's no early hits on it, then we're gonna change vendors for the apparel.
Okay.
There's
What else is on the inside of the
hats.
shop?
So I mean, there's like hats, drink, cups.
Man, I smacked that microphone. It's gonna be vibrating.
Oh yeah, we're gonna like hear.
As long as you call it out afterwards.
Oh,
so
yeah,
like,
that's not as weird, right?
Why is it? We keep hearing this banging around.
Yeah.
It's
So
usually my big fucking schnoz hitting into the microphone.
the table's a little sensitive when it comes to the
It's
noise.
Mostly my nose that hits everything though.
So, but yeah, and then also the website's gonna have main page. It's gonna have you're gonna be able to scroll down a little bit, and you're able to get a overall look on, YouTube is gonna be on the right side. There's gonna be for our newest cast that's out that day, up to date. It's going to be like Spotify, so you can actually click us. You don't even have to have Spotify. You can click on it. So if you're on your computer or on your phone, you want to just click it. You don't have to download Spotify. You don't have to have any of it, and you can click it and listen to it straight from there. We'll have the videos posted where it'll be the top 2 of the week or top 2 of the month, depending on where we are and how we're going. And then there's also a QR code for you. So if you use Apple Podcasts, you can go there. Obviously, if you use Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, all those other ones, you can find us on there at Life Parlay. And then, let's see, we have the shop. We have another page, too, that we're trying to figure out a little bit more. That's why we don't know when we're going to, I'm trying to push tomorrow when we can drop it.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out the best way possible for us to create picks for Life Parlay picks, pretty much. It's from our sports specialist, Chris Bruce. Yes, our sports specialist, and we'll make sure that he has his stuff on there always from DraftKings. He uses DraftKings lines. I also use my bookie lines as well, which we'll get into that another time, but. That's
your sports segment. It's Lifetime, not Parlay Time.
Yeah, and then
because I'm not the sports guy.
Yeah, and then other than that, we kind of have a little contact page. If you gotta want to hit us up or whatever else. Nothing else too crazy, but I think that main front page, going on to that second section, just scrolling down a little bit. You're sitting at work.
You can play like podcasts off that,
exactly.
videos, all that shit.
Exactly.
You got a gallery going yet, or you starting a gallery at least because you don't have a.
Exactly. So actually what you can do is it actually will redirect you straight into our YouTube channel.
Okay.
On that page. You can click on it and then it'll come on.
Cool.
And then you'll be able to go through it and, watch whatever videos you want. So I know that the biggest viewing one so far has been Miss Addie Cahill, which was a great podcast.
I do sex sells, man, every time.
Yeah. All right, well, that's what's
Nothing's
the best
better
part.
than a big set of titties.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
Can't
disagree.
see the ass, when it's sitting on the table, but big, yeah.
Well, I remember I told her too how I set up the camera and everything with her when I did it. As I said, I put you here on purpose. I said if you were sitting where I was sitting, I would have had to ask you to maybe lean forward for a little bit.
Oh, if she's here right now. We just put her like right in the center, right?
Yeah.
On a pedestal.
Yeah, right.
Zoom the camera in a little bit.
Yeah, you just have a camera
I
going.
didn't know this girl.
Going.
Supposedly she's coming next month to my house
have
too.
the camera going. Yeah. How are you? And she embraced it too, which was great because she remember she even turned to the camera.
I loved it.
She gave a little shake.
She said, little shimmies.
She said,
little
yeah.
shimmies.
She said, yeah, I know what sells. It's good, and that's the best part too. But yeah, so we have the website going, which is super fun. So it's gonna be lifeparlay.com. I want to get it out tomorrow. I would like to get it out maybe tonight.
Get that shit out today.
Yeah.
I think you're ready to go. You've got the domain.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it. Pull the trigger. I know you have the domain. The website's built. You got to tweak, maybe 3 things really quick?
Yeah. I mean, the apparel will stay how it is right now, and then if I can figure out the shirts and other stuff, because I'd like to bring down the prices for people.
If you're watching, listening, whatever, and actually want to buy this shit, leave a comment of what you should change or what you want for apparel if you want anything.
Exactly. Yeah. Go to the contact page and just hit me. Just hit me up and be like, hey, I want a black sweatshirt with, your logo on it, and we can get that done. That's not an issue. It's what we have on the website for the apparel stuff is, I think, just a broad idea of what we have. I think it's what I like. I think that's what I think would sell. Oh, boom! It's gonna shake that sucker. You notice
a lot of booze hitting the table.
Yeah.
Man. See, at least you know what's going on. That way, it's not like.
What do you got? Oh man, that's
heavy pour.
Yeah, I think you gotta just pour a little bit of that. Pour a little of that Fiji in there, or no?
Oh, a little splash. Probably gonna. It's still early as shit today, so.
Yeah, I know.
I got things to do.
Well, I didn't even know. I forgot there was time change here, and then all of a sudden I'm here and I'm going. And it's still early.
I never smoke these fucking things.
Yeah.
But this cigar thing is hitting like a motherfucker. It's nice.
Do you have are you inhaling it?
Like a little bit. I'm a little puffing it, and then I'm a little bit, because it's a cigar. It's a cigar flavored one. God, I keep smacking that mic. So I'm puffing that one, and then every now and then, a little one of these, and that fucks me up. 6%.
I told you, it's 6%. It's
6%. I don't ever vape, so.
No, it's what okay, so
the flavor is Cubano though. Was it Stig? Stig is the brand.
Stig.
God. I know that's what I got.
I don't know. So I hit the Jewel, right? But the Jewel I hit because, okay, I hit the Jewel for 2 reasons. One, I'm inside the house just chilling.
Yeah.
And you can't really smoke.
Well, we can't smoke in here, so that's why we're.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd be having like 17 cigarettes or a giant fat cigar right now.
Exactly.
Cigar would be really good right now.
Oh yeah,
I go sitting in the
couple
other room.
cocktails in it, exactly, and then like when we go to like the bar, the club, people don't like the smell of you when you come in smelling like cigs.
You know what's crazy is when I grew up in bars, you could smoke in them, and that's all you smelled was like you just walk in. The worst thing ever was like that first month or 2 when you're going to bars when they stopped the whole smoking thing, because all you smelled was the bar. Like before, the smoke was covering up any smell that was going on in that bar. After that, you just smelled like the stale, nasty shit, like the beer, the rotting, something behind the bar, the fruit, things that like you should never smell. And then people started feeling like, well, we gotta clean this shit up.
Well, so I thought about it the other day. I thought about it yesterday. So obviously, when you go to Vegas, you're able to smoke inside everywhere, which is the greatest thing in the world.
Well, you know what? It's not even that bad when you're in there, because like I don't like smoking indoors unless it's in a big area like that where it's not you're dying from, because I don't, as a smoker, I don't like being choking out at it.
No, and you know what the thing is too is what's crazy is I've been in smoking. I mean I was still around. Obviously I can still remember when we would walk into a place where you could smoke cigarettes, inside. I don't think my dad ever smoked cigarettes inside.
Section. No, I never saw him do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, if he did, he probably did it with his friends or, on the side. But he would never, he'd probably go outside or something like that. But he would always, and I'd always sit there and go, you could smell it as soon as you walk in. Ooh, smoking in here. But if you go to the casino You don't smell
Never
it.
smell the air.
That
Air
air is
moving,
so
it's
pure.
moving through.
It's so pure.
Supposedly they're pumping that oxygen.
Yeah, and
I wonder if they are.
They're pumping something
but it's good
else.
ventilation. Everything's just.
They're pumping
moving.
something else. But
They
they're
want
pumping
the
some kind of drug or something like that. Because
yeah.
you know you're walking in there and you're going, oh, okay,
Yeah,
it's 7 in the
every
morning,
casino
and all of a
always has
sudden
that
you.
smell.
But what's weird with Vegas though, and I've talked about this with someone else, right? Is that you get there and you go from, okay, it's 8 in the morning and I'm gonna start drinking, right?
Yeah.
Because it's football, and
You're
again,
a little pumped for going over there.
Again, like we all have our own experiences in Vegas. You know, people go for golf or massages or the club or, you know, to walk around and see everything, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, my experience is hit the sports book, play the machine, get the free drinks, gamble on games, right? That's my experience. I don't think that'll ever change. I really don't think it will. I mean, maybe if I get older, maybe pick some golf. But I'm not going to spend $150 on golf.
Fucking Vegas?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like, what? I mean, some people do it. I get it. If you're there for a while, sure.
Yeah, but
Would you mind do that?
3 days is good.
Yeah. When you're
And
young, party.
So,
Oh, this shit's hitting hard.
yeah.
It finally caught up to me.
But what I find though is that it'll be 8 o'clock, you start drinking, and then you meet up with someone maybe what feels like 5 hours later, and I go, oh, you know, this is what happened when we were in Vegas last time, and I go, oh yeah, you know, it feels like I go, oh, we're going to figure out dinner tonight, and they're going, you know, and it was Chris, and he looks at me, he goes, you mean maybe lunch? And I go, well, what do you mean? It's probably like 2 in the afternoon, right? And he goes, no, it is 10 o'clock in the morning. And I go, I've been sitting here for 2 hours and it feels like 8 hours. And then once 4 o'clock hits and it's dark outside, all of a sudden it's 2 in the morning and you're going, what the fuck? Like, where the hell did the rest of my day go? Like, was I sitting there that long?
But that's the great thing about Vegas, though, is like, any other trip I go on, yeah, I'm still always excited to fly anywhere and go on a vacation, do something fun. There's something about Vegas that I could literally be up the night before all night, maybe get an hour and a half of sleep. I'll get on that flight. I might have a cocktail. I'll just zonk out that 3-hour fucking flight. Boom. Land there. The second, like as we're landing, I see the strip. I go, holy fuck, there it is. Yes. The second I see the strip, I'm like, I'm pumped and amped. We landing, I'm ready. I'm just.
It's a different.
Boom, I'm getting there.
Your
I'm
energy
give that
level.
ride. I'm looking at like I'm pumped. As soon as I get even if I'm carrying the bag, just trying to check it. I don't give a shit if I'm waiting in line. I'm like, yes. Which that's rare. My wife plays a lot, so there's no waiting. But it's just so awesome. Like that pump that you get. It's a fucking drug.
Well,
That city
think about
is
it
a
too.
drug
How many
by
times
itself.
okay? Let me ask you this: how many times have you actually woken up in Vegas hungover?
I can't remember a single time. I honestly can't.
I've been now 3 times since the age of 21, so 3 times in the past 3 years, damn near.
Probably close to 20 trips to Vegas in my lifetime. It just flows. I mean, then again, like I go on vacation a lot. I never, for some reason, no hangovers on vacation. I think it's the second I wake up and maybe for a second, like what's up. But usually,
Yeah, maybe you're groggy, sure, but you're not.
Usually, too, on a trip where I'm partying, like it's a party trip. Anytime it's seriously fucking hanging around, I'm usually drinking right in the morning anyway to kill whatever happened the night before. So I'm always it's numbed out. But yeah, like dude, we went to Tennessee. What was it in July?
Yeah.
You know, I just got back from I was just at a whole week of Florida before that, and I met you up there. I was drunk as shit that whole week. I got there. Dude, I wasn't hungover a single day we hung out.
I think Tennessee, the only time I think I don't know if I was hungover. I think I was just tired. And it was that one that we stayed up till I think maybe like 4:30 in the morning when we're sitting out there with like bears in the corner and
That was the first
we
night.
went for a
That was
walk.
the
Yes, the very first night.
That's
We went
the
for a walk.
very
Went to the hot
first
tub,
night.
whatever
Oh
else.
my
We're sitting
God,
there
I remember
drinking
that.
our ass off. I remember because the next day you're sitting there telling me about what I was saying right next to the fire. It was how it ends the night, and you're going, "The hell are you saying?" Because I was sitting there apparently going.
My brother-in-law said there was a bear, and I didn't believe him. And then I thought he was high as a kite because I know he was getting at the end of the driveway getting high as a kite.
Yeah, and then he's sitting there. But I remember because the next day you're sitting there going, "Yeah, I knew you were fucked up last night."
I thought I just saw a big ass raccoon, dude. Amazing. He's a big bear. It just reminded me like
He-
John.
I
It reminded me
remember-
of John Candy, the Great
And
Outdoors.
he's
Just,
sitting
big
there
bear.
running up the
Big
hill.
bear.
He's like running up
And
the
that's
hill.
a steep ass.
Oh,
that's-
yes. I'm thinking like.
he's a big
okay.
dude. Like I mean, not like a fat ass. He's like a big dude. Like he's like he built, stocky dude, right?
Yeah.
To go up that fucking hill, like dude.
I mean,
my
anybody,
ass up there.
anybody running up that thing is going to be out of breath. So I'm sitting there going,
Yeah, that was.
I mean, but the funny part is that bear probably was sitting there watching him going.
Well, we saw the bear the next day. The bear was there.
Yeah,
It's there.
But what's
Cute
funny
as shit,
though? But what's funny though?
Not
is
even
that,
scary bear.
No,
I mean, but when
either
you're down
one.
there in the bushes, I bet it's scary as fuck when you're like up close.
But you know that bear
I was behind
probably,
the door going, "Fuck you, dude. What are you gonna do about it?"
But you know that bear probably was watching him run up that hill, going, "Oh, I'll probably catch you, no problem."
Yeah,
you looking like a little
you
snack
mean looking
right now.
motherfucker.
Yeah, like that's gonna be a good meal right now.
Yeah.
Which is funny as hell because he came up that hill fucking out of breath, and
We're in the hot tub, I think. At that time.
we're sitting in the hot tub.
We're just hitting every point around that house. Remember, like, all right, there's a hot tub, there's a pool, there's this fucking patio is sick. This view is awesome. There's a fire pit over there. Let's go check that out. There's this patio there. Like, look at this view over there. We were hitting this game room. We literally that first day, all we're doing was hitting everything we could for like hour increments.
Yeah.
And like we were at the hot tub. That was the moment we were in hot tub, and we were like pretty tipsy at that point already too, because we're in this hot tub just getting, this is fucking great. We're like our third hour in this shit, like, and all of a sudden he just runs up the hill, fucking high as a kite. Big bear. I'm like, all right, dude, you saw a fucking raccoon. Relax. Nope.
Yeah.
That was a fucking bear, dude.
Yeah, so I remember it, and I remember that night though, the next morning, I guess, right before we ended up going to sleep. But I remember that next morning, you're sitting there talking to me, and we're sitting outside. I don't know what we're doing. We're probably having another drink, and you're looking at me, and you're going, "You were pretty messed up last night." And I go, "I don't think so." Because you go, "Yeah, you were sitting there and talking in tongues." And I go, "What do you mean?" You started talking, and you went.
Yeah.
And then just nothing came out. And you're like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean I was doing that? And I think I was holding hiccups or something like that. Something stupid, but it was funny. It was a great trip.
I had a good time.
We did some badass stuff.
First time being up in the Smokies, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was
I've been to Tennessee a lot, but I've never been just hanging out.
I've been to Tennessee
like
driving through to go to Florida.
I've stayed in Nashville. I've hung out in Nashville before. It's pretty tits ass city. Like, but that's as close as I got. Like, never hung out in the mountains though. Like
tits ass city.
Tits ass. Yeah.
Tits ass.
Because I like tits and ass. I'm a tits and ass guy.
Okay.
Like
That's
both.
good. That's good.
I like both. Everyone says, "Are you tits and ass guy?" I'm like, oh, can I be both? Like, why can't I like both? I like both a lot equally. I like them both big. I don't know. Or like a good size, some shape, curve. Anyway,
swing low, sweet chariots.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, tits ass city, tits ass.
All right, I've never heard tits ass city.
Tits ass.
Like that shit's tits.
I'm pretty sure that's like 4 or 5 makers that's causing me to say stupid words like that.
Well, I didn't realize that. Okay, so yesterday I got in. I got a amount of sleep on the flight last night. Right.
20 minutes?
No, I mean I put the 20 minutes in beforehand. Then I watched Napoleon Dynamite for about an hour, and then I passed out again. And I was sitting there watching, and I started knocking, and then I started feeling a little bit more and more and more, and then I finally kind of knocked out, and then I finally got to a point where I passed out again. Then we were about to land, and I said, okay, so I put my phone on. I ended up getting like the game, so I was watching the football game, which was great. And I got some good sleep. And then I got off the plane, and I had this like new energy last night. And we drank. I mean, we had I probably had maybe 3 vodka tonics, probably plus like 2 White Claws. And
You know the White Claws.
the White Claws are great. White Claw, if you're listening. I mean, I'm a big supporter. If you
I'm sure everybody is.
lifeparley@gmail.com. So, and we were drinking that, and I mean, last night when you're like, we were playing Golden Tea, you're sitting there going, I'm ready to pass out soon, or I'm drunk or something like that, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know, and like that's why I think I stayed up longer than you. I mean, I didn't go to sleep till 5 a.m.
Yeah,
because
like
I wasn't,
I think, or something like that.
yeah, I wasn't drunk, and I just was sitting there going, it's not 5 in the morning, it's 4 in the morning. I can fall asleep the next half hour, I'll be good. And then all of a sudden I look and it says 5 o'clock in the morning and I go, oh shit. That's why this morning when I woke up, I set like 3 alarms, the 3rd alarm hit, and I woke up to that when I'm laying there in the bed and I'm going, fuck him, I don't need to get tan. I don't need to go tanning today. Like,
You don't have to, man. You don't have to.
But then, but I mean, okay, look, you can see it now. Like, we'll
I guess I'll look.
For the
I'll
people,
look
for the people
directly
that
at
can see
myself.
us, the people that can see us on YouTube, you'll see us, and we're pointing at you. You'll see it right now. I mean, my face is pale as shit. But I wonder also too, the light probably isn't helping me either. But
We'll adjust that for the next episode. I'll try to make you as tan as possible. I love it because like we were looking at this the whole time during the week, and we are doing some views. I keep racking this table. I'm sorry, but he's like, dude, you're messing with the the colors in the screen. That's why you look that. I'm like, nah, dude. Like, I normally look this way because.
Okay, in person right now, you've got like a good base tan right now. You got a good base
You're
tan.
probably also looking at a
but
shitty
also
monitor
looking at,
too.
Yeah,
so that monitor is probably adding like a lot of color to me and making you extra white. That's what's happening, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's what it's doing. Like that camera's making you extra white and me extra tan.
I think so. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
I set that up purposely for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Then you got the angle too. That was the biggest thing too.
Oh, I have my angle, dude.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when we do this one later today, we got or tomorrow, whatever we're doing, we're
I'm like just chewing this thing like it's an actual cigar. Dude, this is garbage.
Oh yeah, it's horrible for you, but I mean, what's not horrible for you?
Well, I'd rather have a real cigar.
I mean, we would all like to have.
Yeah, I like to do that.
We like to have a lot of things, right? But
it's not gonna happen right now. Not in the studio.
No, but yeah. So I don't even know. I don't even know where we're at right now. We got all over the place.
I think we were on something like 20 minutes ago, and we ended up here.
Somehow we got to Vegas and we got to Tennessee, and all of a sudden we're drinking and.
You're back home, which is pretty cool for a little while.
Yeah, so this is
Gonna
cool.
knock out like 20 episodes while you're here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get as many as I can in, and then I get to go back to Arizona. So it'll be a week and a half off. I apologize, but a week and a half off, or I think it's like 8 days or something like that. 9 days off. Actually, no, I'm stupid. I'm really dumb. It's actually
you went to ASU. Not knocking ASU.
It's 11 days.
Cool.
It's 11 days. It's 11 days. I am because it's from the 1st to the 11th. I leave. So for 11 days, no podcasts, just because school finals.
I get it.
Almost final semester, man. How crazy is that to think? How crazy is that to think that finally, okay, right? Obviously, I don't give a shit how old I am, right? That doesn't affect me. I don't think that affects anybody else.
Fuck, you're getting your degree, man.
But if 6 years ago, I asked you, right? I always say if you asked me, right? But if I asked you 6 years ago, if I was about to graduate high school, right? Or right when I graduated high school that summer, and I said to you, hey, man, at 24, I'm going to get my bachelor's degree. You probably would have looked at me and been like, yeah.
Well, when you're 18, I would have been like, maybe you should be a AC guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Not knocking AC guys. I'm just saying.
Well, but it's funny, though.
Some stumbling going on back there. Man, the studio is ratchet. Is that right?
Ratchet? Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So, but yeah, but it's just as funny. We're
I didn't know if that word worked for it. I wasn't paying attention to anything you were saying.
Yeah, you said it's bad. It was bad.
So fucking. All right, yeah.
It was bad. Yeah, it's bad.
See, it retains.
Ratchet.
My wife tells me I don't.
Because it would have been bad if you'd been like. It would have been funnier if you had been like, that noise. That's gay.
Well,
You know?
I don't think well, if it was a gay noise, like two dudes like, hey, I'm going to stick my dick in your ass, I'd be like, that's a pretty gay noise. I mean, I would think that's pretty gay, right? When you hear another man to another man saying, hey, this cock's going in your butthole. Are you ready for it? Ready, Roger. Cool, Gary. Like, that would be like, all right.
So you're telling me, so what I'm hearing now
That's
is that
legit
Roger,
gay.
so Roger and Gary are gay names.
Well, no, I just throw names out. I mean, like, I don't want to use Arian and Kyle because we're families. That's really fucking weird. That's a whole other genre on Pornhub. Is that like gay taboo? Would that be under that? Check it out. Do they have that?
So
I feel like it's shifting.
Well, we're not going to look that up. But what I was going to look up, because I saw it the other day, someone reported it that one of the so Pornhub was actually. I started typing in Pornhub and I can't even say what it says on here. I can't. This is
send it up.
This is great. All right. Well, I started typing in Pornhub, but I'm not going to Pornhub. I'm going because a country actually banned it there.
Really? What country?
That's what I was looking at. But when I started typing in Pornhub, it says "bang my stepmom" and "big German cock." So.
Big German cocks.
Yeah. Pornhub.
Are you looking at mine? What's going on?
Pornhub ban in country. So there was a country that banned Pornhub, and I forget who it was. Oh, okay, Thailand. It was Thailand. Thailand was having like one of like the biggest, like they had one of the biggest viewings of it almost in a sense. And then Thailand banned Pornhub and all other porn sites.
Okay, so how does Thailand do that when they have like all those like it's Bangkok? Well, all this crazy me, she, he, she, titty bar places where all the crazy stuff. There's a lot of sexy shit going on there, but they're banning that kind of crap. I think like more like Singapore be banning stuff.
So it says here this was 2 weeks ago. This happened. The Thai government recently announced that it would be ban Pornhub and any other pornography website and gambling websites. Okay. What's funny as shit about that is that I guarantee the illegal websites that we use here, they're probably in Thailand doing the fucking video for it and doing like and that's where they outsource it to. And then their digital minister. Okay, you ready for this name?
Digital minister? I like that title.
Okay, so
digital minister.
Thailand's digital minister. Are you ready for this guy's name?
Yeah.
Putapong Punakata.
Say that one more time.
Putapong Punakata. Punakanta. Maybe Punakanta.
I like that.
Yeah, Putapong Punakanta. The block is a part of the country's effort to restrict access to porn and gambling content, which is legal under the country's cybercrime law. So, and then this is the best right here, is that underneath it says Thai people, and this website is from, or this article is from Mashable Southeast Asia. That's the website name. So we're gonna get some good thing ad blockers on. Says Thai people have been trending hashtag Save Pornhub on social media, and many have been protesting on the streets of Bangkok. Let us be horny is what they're saying out there, probably, right?
That's crazy.
Like, what else would you say? Like, hey, let us be horny. Like, let us jerk off. Like, what's wrong with you?
I hate to do this to you, bro. I'm gonna have to take a piss pretty soon.
Oh man,
it's hitting me, bro. It's like how long are we into this right now? Like almost 2.
We're 12:30. Man, you're only an hour and 15 minutes.
I know. I mean, I could go. I drink so much water this morning to hydrate. I don't know how you handle it.
All right, that's fine. If you want to go, you can go, and I'll talk to the people here.
You do that. Like, if I can knock it out. If we're going for another hour or so, I'm going to have to let this spray. Otherwise, I can't hold it for an hour. But sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, go run your thing, man. Go run your thing. Here, what I'll do is I'll hit the social media. We had a bunch of people. We did a little background check. We did a little background video on, what was going on. So some of the input. So Lee actually hit me up. Lee, you'll all learn about Lee tonight. I believe we're running that podcast. We're running 2 today. Today is a big day for us just because of, the new podcast and everything going on. So Lee hit me up. I kind of showed him like a little video of what was going on here. I'll post that to my Instagram page at LifeParlay6 as well. He kind of hit me back. He said, what the fuck? He said, all I got is Bears memorabilia in the background. That's great. He's a big Bear fan. He's in Florida. It's going to be a later podcast for him, but we'll be there for it, and we're going to get it going. And then, Jacob kind of hit me up, and he said, hey, that looks awesome. Chris said that looks awesome. I'll post the video to my Instagram story, which it's super cool how we got the whole setup here in the studio. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lights technically on us right now. We have decanters. I think the coolest things here are this. So what we have is some kind of little props kind of go into what we got going on. So we have a fake grenade, which is super cool. We already talked about the Trump and the world's best boss. And then we also have the gas mask, which I think is super, super cool. The gas mask is something just a little different than what I thought. When I saw it, I said, you know what? We got to get that gas mask on there. No, you can't. You're out of breath, huh?
Dude, I ran.
Don't breathe so fast in there.
And I was pissed. Dude, that was a wicked piss. Are you talking about your little props you got here?
Well, yeah. So I went into, because I hit a couple people up about the back, the kind of the studio of what we got going on.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
They kind of, had some encouraging words. I said, Lee, he said that, he said, what the fuck? He's like, I got Bears memorabilia everywhere in my background, so that's all we're gonna see on the stream later tonight. And
support your team, bro. Whatever.
Exactly. So, but yeah, it's
it'd be kind of cool to see Lee. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah. It's I mean, come on, he's a cool cat.
Absolutely.
So okay, so I want to ask you this, because I know we kind of got off place a little bit, but
yeah.
I want to come back to it a little bit here. Now, how plush was it from when you came back from California?
Which time? Oh, my first time or
The first time.
okay.
I didn't know about the second time yet. No one told him. Well, I know about it.
I didn't tell him it.
But you didn't say anything about the second time. So the first time you come back from California to where you are now, okay? So you're at 18, right?
So yeah, no.
Okay, so all right.
No,
so
we went past that because I already joined the army.
Okay. So let's go from
to
army
that
to where you are now.
that
How
was a
plush
fun
would you say life is now?
Oh, now?
Yes. How would you compare it?
From when I was 21 years old to 36. Yeah, big fucking difference.
Yeah.
Living in apartments and townhouses on my own. Like I said, I've been living on my own since I was 17. Kind of on my own. I'm not gonna lie. My mom helped me out quite a bit until I was about 21 or so. No, what, you're looking around here like this is she bought this place.
Well, no. I'm thinking in my head. When did you move into the river house?
I was 20 years old. 2021.
Fuck, you were 20 years old. So you
Yeah.
sunk a boat at 21 years old?
Yeah.
What the fuck? No
I was actually just turning 21 at that time.
No
Yeah.
wonder he was mad at you, man. I mean,
He told me to move. Okay, so my father built a kick-ass river house.
Yep.
You know, like as on the Fox River, it's tits. He had some problems with some neighbors while I was building the place. They got pissed at him, so he built it like a fucking tower. I actually built the house when I was in. Actually, it was right before I joined the army. When I was like 17, after I moved out of his house, I remember that he still hired me on. And I built that house. It was pretty cool. And when I was living after the army, I was living in an apartment up north, and he's like, "Hey, I'll let you stay here free. Like, stop paying rent. Live in the house in the river, but you have one job." I go, "Like, what? Take care of the house?" He's like, "No, you got to do that anyway. That's just standard. Like, that's not a job. That's like you're living in a house. Take care of it." I go, "Okay, yeah. Well, what is it? Piss off the neighbors for me." I go, all right. Like, what? Oh, is this because like all the bullshit lawsuits when we were buying the land? He's like, yeah, just fucking. He didn't say it like I'm saying it. You fuck them up, you know? I'm like, all right. So that's what we did.
What probably happened was he probably said, "Hey, once in a while, maybe make them a little angry," and you probably heard it as, "Fucking throw a party every day."
No, he just said. I remember him saying like, piss him off. Like basically, I know it was also part of his plan. Like he's like, yeah, you're a piece of shit that way. You're gonna throw parties. You're gonna do crazy stuff. What he didn't know is that I take it to a level of converting an entire garage into a full legit bar. Well, by legit, speakeasy bar. Like where we were fucking selling booze like crazy. We'd have live music, strippers every now and then as servers and this and that kind of shit. That was always special events. But live music, it was events. There's always something going on. Like a certain event each night would be going on. And it's 7 days a week. And it was rough. A lot of cops had to deal with all this shit. Totally illegal. Whatever. We were having fun. We were young as shit. I didn't care. Then we'd like move it down. Like in the summertime, we wouldn't be so much up in the garage. We'd be all the way down the docks, have live music there. Really, the neighbors were
All right, come on.
pissed.
Go ahead, drop the name. Who was it? Who was there before they were who?
I'm not going to talk about... There's a few bands that were there. Like the Academy Is, which covered me up with Fall Out Boy. They were real tight. So we had some pretty cool bands.
That's all I wanted to hear right there. That's all I wanted to hear right there.
I mean...
Boom. Because now, if you came to them and said, "Hey, you remember me?
They won't remember me.
They would be like, "Fuck no."
I was nobody. They were nobody. I was nobody at the time. There was some crazy shit. We had hippies fucking in lawns, like a whole group of them. It was really weird. Like the shit that happened in that house was nuts. Like the parties that were the cops were there every fuck.
So to paint the
night.
picture for people to listen to this is that you're actually on the river. There is no such thing as privacy. The only way you have privacy is if you have hedges that go 60 feet in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no privacy in those backyards.
Those backyards are open.
I mean, as soon as you open that, probably
yeah, on the river too. Like even if you're on the river, you just see whatever's going on.
I mean,
there.
pretty much before you.
It echoes across.
Yeah, pretty much before you even open up that door, the screen door.
It's a hell of a view there. My sister lives there now. She owns the house now.
Yeah,
it's hers.
Super cool. I mean, it's a badass house.
Oh yeah.
I think in my time that I've been there and I've visited there, I think it's more of a vacation house than I think would be a house.
That was the whole point of my dad building it. Was like his like weekend retreat type thing. It wasn't meant for like people that are really like set their roots down there, but people have. I did it. My sister's been doing it for a while. I mean, it depends. Like starting out, like you definitely don't want to live there with kids. It's not the fucking. There's not the room for it because it's just a tower of like craziness. Like it's not a small house. It's huge going up in the air, but it's like it's not something that's viable for like family life. It's more like party your ass off or weekend trips and shit. Yeah. Cool design, built by me. So I mean, it's lasted at least 20 years. like my craftsmanship's holding up for now.
So I remember one time they were telling a story. Your parents were where I think the guy was either cutting a tree or
I heard that
he was doing something.
That was after
he was strapped. He wasn't strapped.
It was like 2 days in a row. One guy he was cutting a tree down on the side of the house. He fell the first day, and you're like, okay, he just cut his strap or something. It was an accident, right? You're like, okay, this guy fucked up. That's fine. Did it twice. The second day, he fell on his face from 40 feet up, and they medevac him out with by helicopter and shit. It was crazy. What a retard. Sorry.
It's all right. Where the hell did you find him?
It wasn't me. I mean, I don't know
where. Where the hell did they find him? They just found. They want to.
I think those were the Andy days, the Andy eras when he was living out there. Man,
could you?
Phone blows up crazy on these things.
Yeah, that's what happens. But it's good that you're not looking at it. I
was looking at it. I mean, I just canceling it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not reading it.
But no, but yeah. So I remember when they were telling me about that, and some dude falling down on his face, and I go. From 40 feet
on his
up,
face,
I mean,
just straight on his face.
How you're not dead? How you're not dead?
Big hole in the deck too. The tree fell. He fell with the tree. The chunk that he cut off with his strap went through the deck, busted through the deck, and he just landed on that part.
See, and there's certain moments I think in life that where you'll black out from certain things.
I think that
right?
I don't know if that helps or makes it worse as you're going with the object that's fucking smashing your face in, and it broke through right before, and then you hit down into it. I gotta look at the physics on that.
Because it's weird. It's weird though. Because think about it. So they say that in accidents, right, when you start to flip or something like that.
Yeah.
They say that normally. I mean, they say almost 80% of the time that you actually black out from that because you don't know you're flipping. You just kind of you're.
I don't know. I've been in a lot of accidents and a lot of crazy things, and I've been quite aware from the ones that haven't knocked me out.
But I feel like it would almost be better if I was alert. Falling from that height, I mean 40 feet.
Oh, you're talking about the whole pass out because your body's be loose.
Loose, but also I think I would actually rather be fully aware of what's happening when you're falling from that height because I think in your mind you can position yourself a little bit better to when you fall, right? I mean you don't want to smack your head.
I think you're gonna be in panic mode at that point anyway, and you're just gonna go into panic and shit's gonna happen. I don't know how well that's going to work out for you. I think if you're drunk, though, everything's going to feel great, right?
But also,
I say with the DUI guys or the drunk drivers that fucking survive everything, it's fucking whatever, man.
Well, because we talked about the other day.
Suck.
They're
good. They suck at the same time.
We talked about the other day though. It was funny that when you walk into a bar, right? And you're not drunk, right? Maybe you have one drink in you, but you're not really tipsy at all. Even you don't even have a buzz. I mean, you got maybe one drink. You maybe had one drink before you left. Mm-hmm. You walk in, and in your head you're going, "Some motherfucker bumps into me, I'll fuck him up." Oh. Right? But then when you're drunk, but when I'm drunk, I'll walk into a place and I don't even think about that, and someone bumps into me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry."
Yeah, it all depends on how drunk I am. It depends on my crowd I'm around too. If I'm protecting a crowd, I have this weird thing. I have this sheepdog thing with me, and it didn't really spike into my blood until my daughter was born, where I was overprotective and paranoid as shit. But then and then there's also the boredom aspect too. So protecting the group I'm with, depending on who I'm with. If I'm with a bunch of my bros that are obviously can handle their shit, I'm usually the guy that sits in the back and goes, "You guys got this." If I'm with a group of chicks, my wife, whatever the fuck it is, less than masculine men, I'll be all right, the sheepdog thing comes in I'll protect and do that kind of shit. And then there's times I get drunk at a bar where I'm I haven't done this before, but I would love to just get in a fucking bar fight once. I've tried to avoid them my entire life, but I just want to do that one time.
Go grab a glass bottle, smash.
I've always avoided it.
You want to fucking go?
There was a town up north, Wakanda, where I lived for a little while when I was younger too, where there was just bar fights like crazy. You go to the bars, just all it was and I was always telling people, step back, here we go. Get ready for the show. I avoided them like crazy, but I loved watching them. It's fun to watch. Never want to be it. But there's some part of me that's like, man, I really just kind of want to get in a one time and just see what the fucking like. Just random fight in a bar.
Yeah.
And survive.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I'm going to pick a little dude. I'm not going to go walk up to a fucking tree trunk.
Well, I won't get too deep into it right now, but I believe my brother-in-law, Dr. Joseph Spiro, he'll be on. Actually, I told him that we're going to run 2 today on this podcast. And it's all right. One will be posted today, and one will be posted tomorrow morning. But with him, I remember what he was always telling me when he was younger, and I'll probably get into that with him, today or whatever we do that. And he talked about it, how he said that his brother used to be like, hey man, like, maybe not at a bar, but wherever they would be, and he'd be like, hey man, I'll buy you a candy bar. You go punch that guy in the face. And he wouldn't ask a question. He wouldn't say why do you want me to punch him in the face? He would just be like, okay, and he'd walk up, sock him in the face, and boom, and then a fight would just happen from there. And in that sense, I've never had that point where.
Which brother? Can you tell me?
What's that?
Which brother told him that?
His only brother.
Oh, I thought he had more than one.
No. Just got one.
Why did I always think he had more than one?
Just got one.
What's his name?
Just the same dude.
What's his name?
Sam.
I know. That's what I hear you say.
I
thought he had more than one brother.
No,
why do I always think he had more than one brother?
Yeah, because he looked like he would have more than one brother.
Oh, I see so many sisters. No,
just one sister.
It's just that 3 of them?
Just the 3 of them.
Why do I always think there's more of them?
Because they're all like married and stuff like that, maybe.
I don't know. I feel like there's always a bigger family than there is. You know what it is? I'm mixing it with Brad's family, too. But Brad's only single.
Brad has a brother?
I don't know. Brad, I think, is the only child, isn't he?
I think he's the only child.
Maybe I'm that drunk and I know what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe that's what
I think so, because I'm saying Brad.
I'm losing my mind. Like I swear I thought there was one more.
Think about it. Okay, think about it. All of the families that married into our family, right?
Good God.
Into the Shable Ogloza, right? If you really expand it out and really look at it, if you really look at it, we still probably outnumber all of their families almost combined.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe we got a lot.
I mean,
it's huge. I mean, we're not the only big family in the.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Joe Spiro family. Yeah, it's.
I mean, there's just the 3 of them, and then I think.
Well, yeah, it still goes on further than that.
Yeah. But okay, well, we still go on further than where we are, and we're fucking huge as it is.
My wedding cost a fucking fortune. That's all I got to say. Because of that shit. I have to pay for it, so. Wow, that was really loud. I don't know where that came from.
You got excited.
I don't have to pay for anything. I'm like, I don't care.
We were talking about the Pornhub earlier.
I don't care.
Talking about the big German cocks earlier, and got you a little excited.
Big German cocks, yes, I love them. Very large and huge. Fish schnitzels, yeah.
I remember this dude back in the day when we were in high school. He used to say, "No, yes, we, the German gay boys."
The German gay boys.
And I'm like, looking at him, like, where the fuck does that come from, man? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
By the way.
What's that?
Pass my tape line over here. Oh my God.
I don't know. You're good. You're good. I got so much room over here. I mean, we could.
I know. I feel like we should shift over. No, I'm a little wider than you are. I think I'm taking up more fucking camera than you are.
You're also kind of slouching. You're kind of got.
Well, dude, I'm chilling. I'm not gonna sit up right now.
Going like, hey, we're kind of like one of these, you know. The man spreading.
Yeah.
When you're in the airplane, you know what I do though? When I'm in the airplane and I'm walking through the thing, so what I do is when I gotta go pee, right, and I walk back, and I can see every fucking man's knee sticking out. On purpose, what I do is I walk a little bit closer and I bump into
it.
Knee,
Yeah.
Because then they close it up.
Yeah,
so what are they gonna do? They're gonna get mad at you?
Oh, that's an alpha move.
I'm like, what? You're gonna get mad at me on an airplane? I'm like,
alpha move. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, like what are you gonna do?
To fight me right now?
Yeah.
No, they won't, dude. Most of those guys are. Most people are bitches. Like, but you're a bitch still too.
Oh,
so does you be a bitch. Like, just
I mean,
most
of the
time
time Think about the shit I'm doing.
I'll size a dude up.
Oh,
like if a dude like that, I'm like, if I could see like how he carries himself, like can he fight? Can he not? I'm like, I'm not gonna fight with it. But if it's like some like bitch that fucking does to me, like, yo, dude, like, excuse me, like if it was an accident, it's a general accident, I'd be like, all right. But if someone comes at me with attitude and I size him up and go, all right, like here's my fucking random fight that I've always wanted. I just want that random like fight out of nowhere. I want it like one where I win. I don't give a fuck if I lose, but as long as I thought in my head, I'm like, yeah, I think I could take this guy, and he surprises me, I'd be like, okay.
That's why
I'm never gonna do that again.
Well, that's why I think with Dr. Joseph Spiro, I think it was the same thing with him when he was kind of growing up. I think that people underestimated him, right? I mean,
wrestlers, you gotta fucking be careful.
I still underestimate him now. I mean, but then,
I know.
But then even too, like, I mean, I've never gotten an altercation with him, right?
I remember a kid that was a wrestler that like, but he was a short little shit. I went to high school with him. I remember this one class we were fucking around. Like, I knew he was a small guy. Like, I hung out with him though too every now and then. Like, I forgot the fact that he was a wrestler, and I was like, fucking around with him. Also, I just took my legs out, like went straight for my fucking heels. My face hit the fucking ground. And this is just fucking around with him, like just just messing around. Dude, he kicked my ass in fun. I was like, this little dude, these wrestlers, they're scrappy little fuckers.
Yeah, it's like those guys and the MMA guys.
So I take that shit seriously.
I know. It started. That's why I don't fuck around when we're at the club, like in Arizona and stuff like that.
No, you never know what's up there.
Man, you keep bumping that shit every single
well,
time.
dude.
So okay, this is what I learned.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed from what I've been doing, so that means you're not very conscious about your surroundings.
Now when I'm drinking this habit.
I know. Except for when we're drinking in public places, then you start walking through the fucking, like, after a football game in a third week when Mitch Trubisky finally came in from Mike Glennon, you're walking, you're like, all right, bro, you're going to watch that building and that building. You just keep an eye out. Let me know if you see anything kind of like out of the ordinary. I got these buildings and that building. Okay. And like we're fucked up probably, and like you're like, I'm gonna watch these.
So
and, like,
being a paranoid fucker that I normally am, like I'm paranoid about certain things. This was like what, a week after, not even the Vegas shooting situation, like that sniper thing.
Yeah, it was 1 week later. Yeah.
We're going to that football game, and they're obviously the precautions are out. The city is blocking up. They're doing more things than they ever do. They've got barricades up, this and that. All of a sudden, you see every CPD officer sporting AR-15 like crazy. I think there's a lot of them. Everyone's looking up. We're looking up at it, like, I'm looking at buildings. Yeah, I was a little paranoid after that. Like, it could be a copycat. Like, I'm in this crowd that's going towards this outdoor event. And I'm walking through this huge crowd. Like, yeah, I was a little worried about it. I get weirded out. I'm sure a lot of people are nervous. Obviously, people were nervous. The city was nervous about it. They put up big barricades of everything. Like, they had the plow trucks up, blocking everything, just in case some stupid shit might happen. So fuck you if you think I'm paranoid.
Well, no, I'm not saying that because I'm just saying that, like.
But I am anyway. I'm a psycho when it comes to that shit. I am a complete psychopath.
With the mic, what I've learned is that you can move it.
Oh yeah, you just gotta be gentle with it.
I've been moving it.
Oh yeah, you can move the mics all you want.
Just been moving it.
Yeah, you can move mics. It's me slapping crap really loud.
That's
what you get when you have a 1-point table instead of a 4-point. You're gonna get like. I'll tell you what I'll do for you before your next podcast. I will put up some fucking 2x4s on this bastard and beef it up so it doesn't fucking wiggle anymore. Because I realize that's what it needs.
Yeah. So, but
your listeners don't need to hear fucking brrrr, like a fucking doorstop.
Oh, those things were fun when I was younger.
Like a 3-year-old's dick. I don't know why.
I don't know why it had to be a 3-year-old.
That's small and I think of a doorstop. That's how I put that two together.
Oh God! All right.
I don't give a fuck.
All right. So I wanted to bring up to you too that we talked about obviously how you kind of grew up and where you are now.
Mm-hmm. What am I now?
What do you do for work?
Work? Yeah. I wouldn't consider what I do work. It is work. I mean, it brings an income in. I'm a middleman. So before I get into my middleman stuff and what middleman I am, I started my company. Well, let's go back a little further. I was working for my father after Army in California a couple fucking times and blah 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 whatever. My dad is an architect and owns a construction company, and I would bounce around between doing drafting for him or running jobs or doing straight construction, where I started the pitch end of it. Like drafting to architectural shit. Obviously, I'm not an architect, so I can't call what I say. I say I was a drafter. Still am to this day, just a drafter. Never got a degree in it. I learned that shit in high school. Learned it from him as well, too. Mostly from high school, though. Love my old man, but not a good teacher. A lot of yelling and screaming and never actually showing you what's up. But started doing that field of aspect. That was what I was doing, like a lot of construction shit, architectural crap, residential, commercial, schools, a lot of crazy school stuff like that. The crash happened. We got into commercial shit more and everything. So for some reason, it survived at that time. Now, When I separated out, when my parents started their own restaurant and shit, I helped them out with that part. And I kind of got away from construction for a little bit with them. I was helping them with that crap, and I wanted to start my own business. And I was actually out. I keep hitting that fucking mic. Rattle. And I had to go to for the Army, I had to go to Germany for like a year or so. And I got out of doing the whole year. I only did like 6 months because I'm really good at getting my fucking way in life. White suburbanite.
No,
whatever.
I mean,
I played the system though. I got out of shit. Anyway, once I got back from that, I decided to start my own company, and I was going to do like the construction part of everything. But I was like, let's broaden it out. I've been doing commercial properties quite a bit. Let me do commercial property maintenance, where we could do construction. We could take care of the whole property. I know there's plowing. There's all these other bullshit things you could do for a whole giant commercial properties like shopping centers and blah blah. Just so happens that my wife and her father are partners and own shit and manage shit and have other clients, all that. So it helped me get into that business. It helped me get into it.
Yeah.
Let me jump into that spot. And I started out with plowing, and I had a huge crew. You were part of that crew.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember some of those like plowing days. It fucking sucked.
Yeah, this was that was a while back, and we were knocking things out. Joe Spear was calling me. I'm gonna fucking. Does he know we're doing a podcast right now?
What an asshole.
I know, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute him. It's kind of funny. So, the plowing days. So we had a huge crew. We had a lot of
Get him on. Grab the phone, grab him on. Get him on. Yeah. Tell him we're on a podcast right now. Do it.
Oh, I just missed the call.
Oh, shit.
Just fucking missed
it.
it.
Call him again.
All right.
Put it on speaker. Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know how this is going to sound, but...
Yo.
Hey, bro, we're recording a podcast live, and we decided to put you on right now.
Nice.
So
he doesn't know what to say. He's gonna be like, "Uh oh."
You said we're on.
We are on right now.
Oh yeah, we're on right now.
No, you're gonna have to. We'll talk in a little bit later on then.
All right.
As soon as I get on the road to come over that way.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
We'll see you
All
soon.
right, we'll be there soon. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be there soon.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna eat some food. I'm over by Denton's right now.
All right.
Eat some food.
All right,
some
cool, man.
burgers. All right, and then Sammy's gonna come.
Oh really?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, it's okay.
All right. As I said, the more the merrier.
Yeah, we can make things work.
All right.
We'll figure it out. All right, man.
All right. Later.
That was ridiculous. You made me do that on a fucking podcast.
I don't know. I loved it.
He was stressed out like crazy. He's like, I'm being recorded. Anyway, where the fuck was I talking about even? I just totally lost my
So your
mind.
dad, business.
Oh, yeah, so I started my business. Yeah, so
Tree
plowing. We
season.
had the huge...
Plowing, yep.
Yeah, so we had a huge crew. Like, we were rocking out somehow I ended up with multiple big jobs through that winter, and it just kept growing. It was huge. It just got tasking on me. It was nuts. The stress levels were through the roof. I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this job. And then taking care of all the maintenance for all these other properties and all these new clients I was picking up. I didn't have enough guys to do shit. It was costing way too much for insurance, rent, equipment. Like, the overhead was just killing me. Like, I'm like, looking at my profits. I'm like, it's not enough. Like, yeah, I have enough to pay some bills, but like, I have enough to put away, and make money. I keep whacking it. Fuck you. I've been drinking. Kiss my ass.
Kiss my ass.
You know who's gonna be on here. You know I'm gonna be fucked up. Anyway, so. I always tell guys, like, look, this job it wasn't like these are career positions. I wasn't trying to fuck people over. I let them know what's going on. Like, look, I can't keep carrying on like this. Guys got to find their own shit anyway. That's the other thing that was actually keeping guys on, too, that would stay on. I mean, I had some good solid ones, like Brad. And then when we started out with Brad, it was awesome. Joe Callis was the shit back in the day, but he decided to move to fucking Alaska and leave me behind. He still actually partners in my company. He hasn't got a paycheck in fucking 10 years, but whatever. If you're listening, Joe, you're still not gonna get one because you fucking moved to Alaska.
Yeah, we pay hand over fist with cash only.
So
Black
that's
Ops.
I think that's why he split too, because we had a little difference of things. He wanted to grow into and make something out of the company, like hire all these people and just do it. You wanted like this, and I was like, you know what? There's a better way of making money. It is let me get these same jobs and let me sub the shit out of it to everybody else and just not do shit besides make phone calls and make emails. It's less stress, less work. Find good. The hardest part in the beginning was finding the good people to do it, and you just get this list of guys, ones you've had before that you did certain things with, and you grew this company, and that's how I became the middleman of this. So all these projects all I get is, a project comes in, or I hunt for one, and I send those guys, they give me their numbers, I put my numbers on top, move it forward. That's it. I get my commission on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's my job. I literally don't do a whole lot. And that pisses off a lot of people. And I get that. I don't knock hard work. I think hard work's fucking awesome. I worked hard for a long time in my life. And then I said, fuck that. I don't want to work hard. I want to work less and make fucking more. It's just a lazy thing. It's not a work smarter type shit. It's just I figured out how to do it is with less bullshit. But yeah.
Not gonna lie, but the only thing that's been on my mind this entire time that you've been talking is that this cat's bringing his brother, and I'm thinking in my head.
Sam Spiro's coming.
And then
We just had a conversation about like how we don't even. How many brothers you have?
And I'm thinking in my head too, like we have this set up here.
Oh, I'll put Sam over there with me at the engineering table.
Yeah, I'm thinking like it's what's gonna sound like. It'll be
I'll
like
share a mic with
it'll
him.
be kind of like how JRE does his, where like the security guard will come in with like.
Do we even expert? Well, that's funny. Like Dave Chappelle went on his show the other day, and like they only had like 3 mics set up too. They're trying to set up another one for I forget what. I didn't even finish watching that episode. I'm like, dude, he's like, do we even have another mic set up for that? It was so random, like that the whole crashing it. I thought it was tits though.
I mean, Dave
Chappelle's the
Dave
shit,
Chappelle.
dude. I fucking love him so much, man.
I mean, think about a guy that can just he
One of my
does
favorite
whatever
comedians.
does whatever he wants.
Like, dude, there's him. He does. He literally does. Like, he'd walk in my house and smoke a cigarette. I'd be like, that's fine. I wouldn't even tell him, like, dude, you're fucking Dave Chappelle, dude. You're badass. You made me laugh so hard. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You whip out your penis. My wife touch it. I don't give a fuck. Like, you're Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, right. It's just it's Dave
Like, I don't
Chappelle,
give a
right?
shit,
So,
man.
yeah,
You're
that's
so
why
cool.
it's yeah. So that's why I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there
cuckolded by
thinking about it the
fucking
entire
Dave
time. I was sitting there going, "Fuck! Like, where are we gonna put this cat?" I'm thinking in my head, he's gonna be sitting on the couch or something in the corner of the
Let me get a
studio.
cam for him.
You know what I mean? No.
We got Lee coming on tonight too, right?
Yeah, we got Lee. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people total. I mean, fuck, man, that fucking.
I'll put him in the chair next to mine over there. We'll fucking get him.
Yeah,
side
we'll
by
have to do
side.
something like that.
Or we just make him fucking look at the dogs outside.
Yeah, right.
So
We'll sit outside for.
Sit outside, bitch.
Yeah, I guess out there for 3 hours. We would. but yeah. So okay, all right. So I wanna kind of get towards the end here. I don't want to go too long with you.
That's cool.
One thing that I wanted to bring up and see if you had anything is one good story. We've talked about this. I think one good story that maybe defines you.
Defines me?
Defines you.
Defines me.
Yes.
A story that defines me.
Yes, or a moment in life that defined you.
A moment in life that defines me.
Yeah, now he's sitting there going.
Well,
I know
I have a moment that actually where I stood up for myself, like for the first time ever.
But would you say that defined you as a person? Defined you as who you are today. That defined you.
Story.
Like I could tell you the moment I defined myself.
So you
right?
tell me. I want to hear.
Okay,
your story
mine
first,
would
because
be.
You're putting me in a spot with defining. Cause
Yes. So mine would be, I think, 2.5 years ago.
I actually have one.
3 years ago.
All it took was like
Yeah.
2 seconds.
3 years ago. 3 years ago, we sat there. I said I wanted to go to Maui College. It wasn't going to make sense. I said Long Beach didn't make sense because I wasn't going to get in. I called you. I said, what should I do? You said HPVU, and I said okay. Applied. Boom. That defined me as a person because I moved across the country and decided to get on my little St. Charles bubble, little comfort zone, and just go and expand and see what else was out there. And luckily I moved in with two of probably two people that I probably will be friends with for the rest of my life.
Chris Bruce
And Jacob.
Jacoby.
Yeah, and
Jacoby.
both of them. I mean, I couldn't have moved in. I couldn't have moved in with two better people.
Hey, your current roommate Josh is a pretty awesome guy though.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that was second year though, right?
yeah, it was. Well, yeah, it was. Actually, it was the first year. It was just
it?
the second semester.
Okay.
But-
because I remember him being there.
Chris ended up moving. That was the funny part. Chris ended up moving out.
Yeah.
But what he did is he moved out and he moved his body to the couch and he slept on our couch for like 6 months.
Can I get my defining thing though?
Yeah, I want to hear it now.
Yeah, I want to spit it out though. I had it before. I just didn't trigger. A little wasted. It's gonna sound bad later. My daughter being born. Defining moment right there, dude. Didn't fucking know shit. Like didn't care about anything in my life. Like legit. Like even yes, my wife I cared about, but like never over like abundance. Like it's another human being. It's an adult. You're like, when my child was born, wow, that shit blew my mind.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah, I bet.
Paranoid as fuck though. Makes me the paranoid man I am today. Since she was born, the day she was born, I turned into this paranoid weird fucker. I know there's a lot of dads that are out there. They're just the same way. They're just the weirdest shit, like safety. Dude, plus she's Polish as shit, dude.
Oh, I know. That's why all the time I've been on the phone with you.
And it's so weird because like Polish people that generally aren't clumsy. I think it's just our Polish family that's clumsy. So
you know what it is? It's our grandfather. Our grandfather will trip over a step that he has seen for the past 30 years.
Avoid stop making fun of the man again today in this podcast,
but yeah, come on, the same step that he'll see all the time, right? For 30 some years, and then all of a sudden he'll trip over it again and going like, man, like what, like you didn't know the step was there? Like, I mean,
he's a cool cat though.
Oh, the coolest person you'll ever meet. I mean, I think that I don't think I've never met any person that's ever met him that's ever had anything bad to say about him.
It's like Tom, same way, man. Him and Tom are like the same fucking dudes.
Yeah.
They really are.
I mean, I think even my old man, too, I think there's not much you can say bad about him, right? I mean,
I can say so many bad things about you. Because it's Chris. No, I really can't.
You really can't. I mean, they're all, like, the three of them are, like, those three people, I think, that are close to us in our family.
The difference is, though, your dad could be more of an asshole than any of those two.
Yes.
That's for sure.
My dad that's the best part. That's why I've also
But it's a funny asshole thing. It's not like a real, like not like my dad kind of an asshole, which is like, dude, what a fucking asshole. Like, your dad's like a funny asshole. Like, ooh, that was condescending, but you did it in a funny way.
Yeah,
Unlike my dad's like, that's condescending. That wasn't funny at all.
See, like, that's where I learned it from is that, how do you get to that line but not cross the line?
Right.
That's my father.
That's right. He is. He's right there.
He's right at that
my
line
dad
of being...
crosses the line. And I'm the same. I cross that line, too, all the time.
Yeah.
But I just go... Most of the time, I just go right over it.
See, but
I back up and I just keep like walking that.
See, but I've learned over the years of how to talk to people on the phone. When something goes wrong with you in your life, like we had internet go out the other day, right?
Yeah. Oh, rough. Man.
Imagine it's so crazy to think. It's so crazy to think how much we exert, how much we use the internet and like how much that you like just depend on it, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is after hearing so many years of listening to my father on the phone with like telemarketers or customer service representatives or whatever else, how he acts, it came out of me several times in that call because I'm on the phone for 4 hours. I'm getting pissed off. I'm going, you fucking are you kidding me? Like, what do you mean you're gonna do that? And they're sitting on their side going, I don't give a shit what you say, man.
Nah,
like,
they don't give a fuck, dude.
Like this call is being recorded, sure. So if I say something stupid, you report me. Maybe you don't. I don't know. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit about you. So, but that's where I've learned that. But yeah. So I appreciate you. I kind of wanted to wrap it up here, and but I appreciate you coming on the show and getting the first one, number 40.
Big 4-0 over the hill.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna have to put the forks in the front yard with the cows or something like that, right? Isn't that what that's
maybe at 50 you get a nice gift from your sponsor here
from BM.
Yeah.
Okay, really fast. Bluth Communications.
Bluthcom.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Bluthcom. Bluth. The word Bluth. Where does that come from?
The show Arrested Development.
There it is.
There it is. Favorite TV show from like 20 years ago, which came back on Netflix. It was awesome. It was the Bluth family. Shady fucking dudes. It's like, dude, I don't run a shady company, but I kind of do. Like
Black Ops.
We just do a lot of things. Yeah, we've discussed that.
Or we call it Red Ops, right?
Whatever.
Red Ops.
No, but it's not just I do that. I love that show so much, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna name my company Bluth Company, and that's what I did. So I did Bluth Company, and then I did my division of that, which is Bluthcom, the communications division, which we handle all your IT needs, whatever. I'm not gonna spew my shit because I don't really care. Nice people could hire me for any of their work, so all I'm gonna tell you is like there's a division of that where we do communications.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited that you're here and excited that we got this going and number 40 going. And
yeah, 40 is pretty sweet. I like this. This is first time doing a live podcast.
Not as weird as we thought. I think it helped that we talked.
It starts out a little weird at first, but once the booze starts flowing.
The booze starts flowing. We're going on. I mean, I'm a little I envy you a little bit because you got to run away and go pee, and I was sitting there for a while going, man, I gotta pee. Like we gotta sit there and get a catheter.
Good thing is your bathroom's right there. I had to run like up and around.
We gotta get like a catheter or something like that.
No, I drank like a gallon of water. I drank like and this morning just
3 glasses of booze already and a couple. I don't know. It's been all over the place, but yeah, catheter maybe for the future. I want to invest in some of those. Catheter and an IV. Catheter,
just
IV.
Get a hose, just Just
right.
gonna put funnel in the hose.
Shut up. The more and more I talk about it, the more and more gotta go. But yeah, so I appreciate you coming on and appreciate getting this all going, and I'm excited for where the show is going to be going and the website. We're going to try to. I want to say tomorrow, but if we can get it out today, we'll get it out today, and we'll do a quick shout out with that as well.
Awesome.
And
LifeParlay.com.
yeah, lifeparlay.com. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to hit us at our email at lifeparlay@gmail.com. Also, make sure to give us a follow at lifeparlay6. Other than that, appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, dude. Anytime.
Thanks.